Hello and welcome to a brand new show, which is the No Name Sports Show. I am your host for this brand new show, Ricky, of course, with my tag team partner in this thing, my partner, my running back, my shooting guard, because I can't think of a point because I'm the running point on this and everything like that. Manny Canales is with
Why
me.
can't
I
I
want
be
to say
pointing?
because
No,
you're
I'm
not
just
running
kidding.
the show. Just kidding. Um,
I don't even know
and
what
everything, but
position that is.
you know, basketball. Come on now.
And I know it's down. It's the center, right? Like your guys' center.
I think center would be
I think.
equivalent. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, welcome to a brand new show here on our channel that we are planning on doing. This is a new show. This is nothing. Basically the rundown of how the show is gonna go. This is gonna be a monthly
Oh,
show and all that stuff. We're not doing this is not gonna be because we do have the No Name podcast, which we do every 2 weeks and everything.
okay. Yeah, it's
So
good.
we're trying to make this a little easier on ourselves because we do care about our health and all that stuff. Um,
We do care. We do care about our health.
and all that stuff. I mean,
That makes.
we work 9 to 5s. We do other things and all that stuff. So it's only best to make sure we don't drive ourselves that crazy and all that stuff. As much as we want to keep doing this and all that stuff and everything. And I don't know if Manny's gonna say anything. He makes sure he has to unmute his mic because I don't want to make sure he does. I want to make sure he does that and everything. Starts talking for no reason and everything like. That. But anyways, rundown on the show. We are releasing this gun for right now. Is gonna be strictly just on YouTube only. I gotta figure out some few things to do between now and next episode on how to do this audio wise. If we do release the first episode on the audio wise, it'll probably be on our main audio feed for the No Name podcast, but we'll just make sure we'll know it's the No Name Sports Show and stuff for that first episode and all stuff. But other than that, we'll probably have it on a separate feed for audio if we decide to switch it come episode 2 and everything. But other than that, we are here so to provide a few context on what we do, it's gonna be talked about. Pretty much standard rundown, mostly sports. We thought this would be best to do it during with football season already here and all that stuff because we originally wanted to do this before week 1 of the NFL season, but complications complications as has it been with this whole branding particularly has been a little issues in the last couple months. It's been crazy. It's been crazy for us here, personally, and all that stuff. But what better way to do it after the first week and all that stuff for the first episode on everything. And but again, we are doing this every month. But not only will we tackling football, we'll also be talking in the other sports that we are known pretty much basketball, baseball, hockey. This is soccer, which we and all that stuff. But today's episode is a little heavy on the football side, American and European wise, and all that stuff, to say at least, and all technically in a way.
Oh,
Uh,
American and American.
mostly American, but still, and everything. Um, and everything else. So we have a few other things to talk. We have to talk about and all that stuff. But Manny, new show, new stuff, bunch of stuff.
True,
A sports
true.
show. I think for both me and you, this is something we normally do on a regular basis outside of this and everything like that. And what better fitting to do
Yeah,
it
that's
as a
right.
podcast?
Yeah, might as well just click record. Might as well.
Might as well just click record exactly and everything
Yeah,
like that.
that easy. That easy.
Huh?
I was like, it was that easy.
It's that easy. Yeah.
yeah,
It's gonna.
yeah.
We'll see, and everything like that.
See what
But
happens. Oh,
I again also
okay.
not. If you happen to be watching this on YouTube, don't forget to click the subscribe button to let that and click the bell. That way, you will know when all new show episodes videos, particularly if it's this show, the No Name podcast. We have some other things hopefully planning in the future, to get going and all that stuff. But we plan just subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and all that stuff. Click the bell to get your notifications and all that stuff, and it does help us out a lot and everything. So everything to keep this going because we do like to keep this going and all that stuff. But other than that, few things that also to talk about. Manny, let's get it before we get into our rundown of the day and all that stuff and everything else of what we're planning on doing. Tell us about a little bit about your sports history to yourself.
Okay, so
Don't make it that long of a
when I
story though.
was,
Knowing you, you
alright,
won't
so I
make it that
was,
long.
yeah, so it all started when I was 5. No, I'm just kidding. no, I don't know. Big into football, big into college football, big into
Manny's
okay.
re-
My notes here.
dealing with some stuff.
My notes here again. Is combined. Okay. Um, big into college football, big into NFL, big into the NHL, big into MLS, big into every now and then I watch some Premier League. I'm not that big into it. I'm a fan of that. I watch it, but I'm not really a single fan. Um, big into a lot of rugby, big into a lot of hockey in general. I watch a lot of the KHL, the SHL, the NHL, um, CHL, OHL. But yeah, that's about all the sports that I normally watch. I don't really dabble into. I watch baseball and like I go to games. I have some teams that I like, but I don't to say I put it on a daily like whenever the games are on and watch it. I'd be lying. If I catch a game and watch it, that's about it. Um, NBA, I'm trying to tried last season, somewhat to some success. I still don't understand the game. Uh, I understand the fouls somewhat and most of the rules, but not all of it. And strategy, I do not understand whatsoever. I think that's about it. Not a big tennis guy. Don't understand cricket. You know, it's about it.
Okay, no need to put down the ones you don't know. Okay, okay, calm down.
Yeah. No,
It's
there's a park like 2 blocks away that they play cricket like every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But I don't understand. I know like you got to hit it. I don't understand the rules though.
okay.
But yeah. Oh, I watch the PGA sometimes. Yeah, I do watch the PGA.
He's into the
That's
golf.
I wouldn't say I'm into it. I watch it.
It's just the same. Relax. Okay.
I watched the NBA for a while. Not basketball, National Beer Pong Association. Um, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's a copyright thing. I don't. I feel like it would be, but they still go by the NBA. So like, I'm not sure what copyright things are like on that. But it's my background.
Off to an awesome start.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You?
Anyways, little background before me. I pretty much I would say my go to is basketball along with baseball. It's not that I don't like football. It's just not. I watch it. I'll get into it. I know the deal and everything. I follow along as much as possible. I have been getting back into it a little bit more the last couple seasons and everything. But other than that, those are the mains. Have been hockey, soccer are the two sports that I understand, but don't pay attention to a lot. But planning on trying to do that a bit more with the upcoming seasons that we have for the upcoming season that are showing up pretty soon. MLS is what I MLS is what I need to get back into. Premier, I'm more. I do understand a bit more of European soccer and everything, or football as they say it over there, and though I don't watch as much because it's very early in the morning to watch that stuff, and I need some sleep half the time, most of the time. Um, but I will try to watch a game if I can, if I have the opportunity for it, and all that stuff. But many of the other sports I don't watch or pay attention to, but I will always respect them and all that stuff for what they do, and always respect whoever watches that stuff. Um, but other than that, it's pretty much what it is for me and all that stuff. But excited to hopefully with this show, it'll help us out a lot on learning not just sports we do know and have mostly in common with, but also the ones we want to learn from and all that stuff too and everything. Um, which is the one that we did not talk about at all in our intros, and that is UFC 279, which was this past weekend. The main event post shuffle was Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson. It was originally supposed to be Nate Diaz versus Kazmat Kismov. But at the last minute, on the Friday night before the fight, changes were made due to a weigh-in issue where Kazmat went 8 pounds over his weight and all that stuff.
Yeah.
For that stuff, thus
What wasn't
changing
it?
the
8 pounds,
weights.
5 pounds.
8 pounds. We're rounding. Let's not be technical about it. Okay, 8 pounds
Run down.
and everything. Let's not be all Pacific about it. Um, but yeah, so last two, the pretty much the last two fights, word switched around and everything. Overall, we didn't see any prelims. We did see the main card. We only saw the main card only. For that, I would say it was an okay an okay card. Nothing special, I would say. And all that stuff. Interesting for the fact that the two main fights did get changed at the last minute due to the weight issue and all that stuff. And plus, the press conference before that happened to get canceled due to an altercation between Kazmat and his new opponent, Kevin Holland, and all that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of storylines into this. Um, I would say the most interesting thing about the whole card is the catchweight fight with the women's. I
That's
think
what I
that
was
was
gonna talk about. Yeah.
that was the one where
That's what I was gonna bring up too.
the TKO that with the kick to the liver.
That was an insane fight.
That was interesting indeed, and all that stuff. Uh, I the only thing I can't remember is the fact is I can only say is for the fact that it was it's the not the TKO itself, the kick to the
No,
liver.
I thought the whole fight was
No, no,
pretty
no, no.
good.
I don't know. The whole fight,
Yeah.
good, good overall in general. But I'm just saying, like the one thing that just still shakes me till this every time it's brought up or been up is the kick to the liver
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everything. The fact
An
that
awkward kick.
it was an awkward kick, and the next thing we know, she just starts falling down, and we're like, well, I'm like,
Yeah. We
wait,
thought it was a
what?
groin kick.
We thought it was a groin kick originally
Yeah.
because it went fast.
Yeah.
But when they slowed it down, you see the kick to the liver,
Yeah.
boom. That was a, that was a, that was interesting. That was very interesting to see and all that stuff.
I don't
Um,
know if you caught it. I think you were getting food or something. But the Johnny Walker fight was good.
the Johnny Walker fight was good. I think that
I
was.
enjoyed that
I
one.
don't think that was
That was the first one on the
was that the
main
first
card,
fight?
I'm pretty
Was that the
sure.
first fight?
Yeah, that was the first fight. That
Yeah,
was the opener.
trying to find it right now. Yeah, the
Yeah.
light heavyweight Johnny Walker defeated
I'm
Alon
not even gonna try to say his
Zabala
name.
by
Yeah.
submission. I think
Right.
submission was in the last round or was that early?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, it was.
it was in
And
the rounds.
it was Walker's character. Walker's character.
Walker is a character
It
indeed
was in
and
the
all that
first round,
stuff.
my bad. It was the first round.
Oh, it was in the first round. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But Walker is definitely a character.
Yeah. Well, because my initial thought was Walker looked like uh Eon was holding his own until the submission came in. If
Yeah,
I remember
it was
correctly.
definitely like a. How did that happen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and all that stuff. Like it's those one things where it's just like everything's going your way, and then one mishap just like bam, just screws
yeah.
everything over. Which is for that stuff. Um, Other than that, all the other fights head out were like decision, nothing special here and there.
Took the cops up.
Huh?
Comes at the all the main cards were. I think no, the Rodriguez was decision, wasn't it?
The Rodriguez was the decision. Again, the catchweight fight with the women was by TKO. Ketchkov won his fight by one. Diaz and Ketchkov won their fight by submission.
As well as Walker.
And Walker
So there
won
was
his
one. There was one KO and there was one decision. The
and
rest
then
was submissions.
submissions for that and all that stuff. So it was an interest. I think the way the fights played out in some of them were just more
Right.
of like okay and all that stuff. I don't remember the Kazmat Holland fight. I don't remember if it went all 5 rounds.
No, it happened the first
Oh,
round.
it
Like
happened.
the
Oh
first,
no, yeah, that's right.
he submitted
That's
him in
literally
like
right.
2 minutes.
That's
Yeah, we're
literally
like,
within the
what the
first
crap
two
was
minutes.
that?
It was literally within the first 2 minutes. I was trying to remember. That's why, because I can't remember. Like,
Yeah, that was like, Yeah.
and all that stuff and
I
everything.
think they even posted it on YouTube, like
I think
the
because
whole
I think
fight. I think.
like it's like because I think most of them just felt long and everything.
Yeah,
I don't know
because they
if
were
it's me.
somewhat competitive. That fight, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Holland would have held his own, but like that fight did not seem competitive at all. Like
Because it literally like if I remember correctly is just Kesmev went for the ground quick and just right at the
yeah,
start.
like immediately, Kesman had control the whole match.
Yeah,
There was I don't even think there was a punch thrown by Holland.
yeah, he
I don't
didn't.
think.
Holland did not have anything throughout
Yeah,
that. I don't
because it
know.
was like yeah, it was weird.
It was just weird. I don't know if I would have called it like a dominant fight. It was just like
No, I would call it a dominant
I
fight.
mean dominant. I mean like in a way, but still at the same time, it's
Yeah,
just like you just went for it, got him, and yeah, you may have got him in the choke and all that stuff
yeah.
to the tap and everything, but it was just like okay, okay. I'm just not. And in my like UFC for me, it's like it's because I don't watch a lot like I used to. It's just like seeing that was just like okay, I guess. Uh, I I think it was, oh because it was the DS fight because just how that one went.
Oh, that one was interesting.
That was
That was that
interesting.
was
That
that
should have.
was
I
hilarious.
think that one should have ended sooner
Yeah,
than it
take a
did,
break.
especially for
Oh
how
man, took
long.
two breaks.
Especially how it went. Especially at the last couple rounds, it was just
Yeah,
like, dude, this should just end. Like, you
that
know, stuff
was hilarious.
and everything. And it was just like,
That was
now
hilarious fight.
I'm just like, okay, do what you got to do
Yeah,
and all that stuff. And then it's like, it was Diaz's last fight and his UFC contract. Um,
he's gonna go knock out a Paul,
he's
come back, get
he's
a title.
the plan is he wants to fight elsewhere in different sports, as he said, though because he can't say it because he's on UFC and everything.
Exactly what he's gonna do. He's gonna go fight. He's
But
gonna go knock out. Which one is it? Jake Paul or Logan Paul?
it's
One of the two.
Jake. It's mainly
He's
Jake.
gonna he's gonna go knock out Jake and then come back and win a UFC title. That's what he's
Here's
gonna do.
so we say that and all that stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I will not be surprised if Jake actually holds his own
Yeah, he will, but Diaz is still gonna knock him out
and all that stuff. I mean, when that fight comes, we'll
unless
see
they
what
stop
happens.
it due to bleeding. Then
Well,
Nate's screwed.
that's the thing. It's gonna be a boxing fight, most likely, right? As he swoops his hair and
What happened?
everything. I said it's gonna be a boxing fight, most likely,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
Jake has a couple fights in him already. He's about to fight Silva and everything like that. I have my like I have my things about like with these YouTube stars and also getting into boxing and all that stuff, and I'll let
Hey,
them
did you
be.
see? Did you see the Bell knockout?
What?
Le'Veon Bell.
No, I know I heard about it, but I didn't watch it or see anything from
Me
it
neither. I saw it on Instagram.
and everything. So it's
I didn't see it. I
like
didn't
I
get to
said,
fight it.
like I said, particularly those like I don't pay attention to as much, or I mean, like if I'll find out and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but it's not and everything. Is
Well, I watched the KSI versus Paul. No, the first one,
mm,
and then I watched the Genji fight versus Fuzi.
see, I didn't know about this being the thing until the second one of Paul and KSI.
Oh, okay.
You know, and
I
stuff.
didn't see this. I didn't get the second one or even see the second one.
I haven't seen a single. I have not watched or paid for a single one of those kind of fights. You know,
I do kind of want to watch the next. What is his name? Salt Poppy, right? The TikToker.
yeah,
I want. I kind of want to watch his fight. That dude's. That dude's inspirational.
yeah, he's
That
doing.
dude's awesome.
I'm
He's
I,
awesome.
I'm just saying it's like I think it's because it's like it's interesting to see and all that stuff and seeing where this goes for boxing in a way because boxing is like a dead sport in some terms and all that stuff
Sometimes.
and everything. It's just finding the right card and right people and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
We
Um,
should box each other.
no,
I'll
not
drop.
doing that.
I'll drop weight down to yours.
No, we're not doing that.
Make it better. Make it even.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
That'd be tight. That'd be so tight.
Yeah, But other than that, um, I say it's gonna most likely Diaz is gonna fight Jake. Um, after Jake fights Anderson Silva, most likely he's trying to, as Jake said,
Right.
Jake recently said that he's focused on his current fight now, though he is interested in doing the Diaz fight if it happens, as he
He
said.
has WWE, doesn't he?
Huh?
Then he has the WWE.
That's Logan.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, Logan.
So
I get him mixed up.
I don't think Logan would do another boxing fight unless it's something that'll actually interest him
Yeah.
and all that stuff because he's doing too well for himself right now. I feel like
Yeah. He's doing extremely well.
yeah.
Did you see the Roman Reigns on his podcast?
I know he was on it. I saw I saw the announcement,
I
but
didn't watch it yet.
I didn't get to watch it. I didn't get to watch it yet. But yeah, UFC 279 was happened and okay fights and all that stuff. We'll see what happens in
I
the
had a good time.
future. It was a good time and all that stuff. On to college football. We are currently finished technically 3 weeks of college football. I mean, if you want to count week 0, that is a thing. My mom is here. Give me a second. I can open the door for her and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah, you're good. You're good. For those of you who came from the podcast, thank you first off. We hope you enjoy this different side of us. Yeah, we play a lot of games. Yeah, we like to watch movies and stuff, but sports is also a big. I don't know about Ricky, but I know for me, sports is a big part of my life, and it's cool to share it with you guys and share that our thoughts and stuff on things. Because when the podcast is off, me and Ricky very rarely talk about games like we do in the podcast. It's always sports, games, players, drama with that. So it's kind of cool to show you guys this side of us. What did I say?
Yeah, just have to open the door.
Okay. Oh, I could have not said anything. Then you could just cut it. Could have made you work. I was over here feeling it. I was like, oh man, I could have had to actually go through it and cut dead air.
That's your fault.
I should have muted and just stood at the camera.
Mm,
That would hilarious.
I don't know. Why? I was like, I heard you start talking when I got out. I was like, oh, this fool decided to start talking this and not to say
Yeah.
anything. I was like, okay.
Because you with the podcast, like I can rely on Arturo sometimes, most of the time, because
Mm,
like he's also there and I can just like respond to him. But like like with society, if something happened, I would have to fill in. It feels very much like that.
mm, all right. And
Yeah.
again, back to college football.
Oh
And
yeah,
everything. Week 2 has recently passed. I think pretty much coming. I mean, good games, surprising
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
and all stuff. Notre Dame getting upset by Marshall,
Right.
which is still the shocker to this day. For that stuff. But I think the big game and all stuff.
USC is that.
No, I was actually gonna say the game that we happened to watch, which was Alabama and Texas
Oh yeah, I forgot you watched that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Texas upsets Bama. Um,
Technically,
yeah, yeah. We didn't beat
technically,
them. We upset them.
technically.
Personally, in my personal opinion, I I I would have said this before if you know,
Well,
it's been the same. It's been my same opinion since before the start of college football. But
we had talked about this after the game.
yeah, 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 me and him. Um, my personal rankings from the big top 3 rankings. I'm not going to get into everything, but my top 3 rankings have been the same since before the season started, and it's always been Georgia, Ohio, Bama. What about you, Ricky? You have top 3 just on it?
Georgia, Ohio, and Bama.
Yeah, I have Georgia at 1, Ohio at 2, Bama at 3.
Oh damn, Notre Dame got dropped off the top 25. Yeah. Um, see, I would agree with you. Georgia 1. I wouldn't even have Bama at 2 though. And all that
So
stuff.
you would have Georgia, Bama, Ohio.
I would have Georgia, Ohio, Michigan, and then Bama.
Oh, okay, okay.
And all that stuff.
So
So I don't think Bama's Bama at this
Bama
point.
isn't Bama. No.
Yeah. And all that stuff. And then
Nick Saban's gonna
this is all. Of course,
kill someone.
we can just look at this as like the reason why Bam is always as high is only for the fact of their history and all that
Yeah.
stuff and everything. Like they literally dominate the whole seat. They literally dominate almost every time they can
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So it's like it's not a big deal and all
Right.
that
Right.
stuff. And all that stuff. But I don't. I literally see like literally the top four is literally who could be in the top four
National champion.
for the who'll be playing for the title and all that stuff, which is
Yeah.
not surprising, but at the same time, but if you look at it this way, the only way you would see not these any of these four making it to the playoff because Michigan's already is gonna play Ohio State this year anyways, and all that stuff, and all that stuff, and then most likely it would be Bama and Georgia in the SEC championship game, and all that stuff. But if you look at it like that though, if it ended up like how it ended up last season, though Bama beat Georgia and all that stuff, and the SEC title game, Georgia was still in the freaking playoff and
Yeah.
everything like that as a 3 seed and all that stuff because they didn't want to put them up against each other in a semifinal and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And it's like, bruh, I think if you lose your title game, if you lose your national title game a week before, and you're playing as 1 and 2, you shouldn't even be in a freaking. You shouldn't even be in the top four and all that stuff. In that kind of situation, because you're already playing against, it's already a top two and all that stuff. You're
Yeah.
playing and everything, and you're taking them out. You're only dropping them like one spot, pretty much, instead of just dropping off the playoff in general and all that stuff and everything. And we
Yeah.
are and we've talked about the fact that it's like, of course it's ratings and money and all that stuff and everything like that. But at the same time, it's just like there's some integrity for the damn thing
Right.
and all that stuff. For that stuff. So it's not gonna have this. I mean,
It's rating strong.
yeah, and it's just like, and like I won't be surprised if it's like this towards the end of this season and all that stuff.
So
It's most likely because like everyone's 2-0 right now, currently on the top four of the AP. This could
yeah.
be the same four when the first rankings of the college football playoff comes out and all that stuff. And the only way that this is going to make any changes is when Ohio State plays Michigan at the end towards the end of the season, and then Bama plays Georgia in the SEC title game, and that's because that's what it's
Yeah.
going to look like if they run the table and all that stuff. And that's only going to be that's only going to be the few changes that they make. And then at the end of the day, though, if it's Georgia and Alabama at 1 and 2 at everything, and they're playing against each other at the SEC title game this year, again, one of them loses, they're only going to drop to 3
Yeah. It's not
for
gonna be a big. Yeah.
for the lowest, but that's only
Right.
but at the end of the day, it's probably going to be likely 3 and all that
Yeah.
stuff because who
Highly likely.
you would want to we want a rematch for the as a in the national title game and all that stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on and all that stuff and everything. I mean, I haven't and then outside of that, it's like Clemson. I don't know and all that stuff though because they had an off season though and all that stuff, but there are 2-0 so far. I'm iffy on Oklahoma and everything because I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how they're gonna play. I don't know how the rest of the season
Yeah.
will play out.
Yeah.
But
We'll
they're
see.
looking.
We'll see what that looks like.
USC has been playing very well, and they're at 7, and then they're at number 7 right now. I'm gonna. Their big test is gonna be against Utah and everything. Oregon
Right.
also.
When is that game?
Week. The 15th of October. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Got it.
they play Fresno State this week on it. If they don't play Oregon this season, if I'm looking at this correctly, yeah, they don't play Oregon this
Wow.
year in the regular season. So that's gonna be something. That's gonna be interesting. So if their last, and depending on how Notre Dame plays the rest of the season, that's their last. They play against them the last game of the season.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting. But they're like I said, the big test right now is gonna be Utah on the 15th of October. And everything for that stuff. So and then of course UCLA and Notre Dame is gonna be their last 2 games in the season. So we'll see what happens there. And all
Yeah.
that stuff. So and everything. So that's gonna be something to see. Other than that, I think like I said, it's mostly gonna be like how those top four are gonna play out the rest of the year. If that's our top four right now in the AP poll, once like I think college football playoff standings don't come until like end of October, early November. So it's gonna be very interesting on what they do there, and it's gonna suck at the same time because it's those same four. Expect at least those same four, and maybe one team outside of the top four, either Clemson, Oklahoma, or USC to make it into the playoff. And all that
Right.
stuff. So it's like, yeah, like the only change, like the only thing you would want out of this top four right now is Michigan to stay in it, pretty much because it's different and all that stuff, and they'll make back to back college playoff appearances and all that stuff. Other than that, the other three is just gonna be like, oh, same old, same old.
Yeah, we go there.
You know, so I mean,
Which
luckily,
draws a lot of people away.
well, it doesn't. That's the sad part. I think for me and you, yeah, and all that stuff, but
No, I still watch this.
we'll still watch it though. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We'll
Yeah.
we'll be upset about it, but at the end of the day, we'll end up still watching
We're
it.
still watching it, yeah.
Yeah, and all that stuff. But
We're part of the problem.
we're part of the problem. Well, not no. I stopped watching and all that stuff for like last season. I think last season I did watch the national title game. The ones before it, I did stop.
Oh, okay.
I did end up stopping because it was like
Why?
Bama. It was Bama, and then and I'm like, okay, nothing is worth. And then semifinals are always either never close, and everything. It's just like, come on.
Yep.
I mean, luckily, expansion's coming soon in a couple years, so we'll see how much changes that make and everything. For that, but other than that, that's gonna be the only thing we see. But we didn't get to talk about the actual game itself, which is Bama
Oh,
Texas, because that was one of the big things I wanted to talk about,
down in
particularly
Austin.
and also down in Austin. Was 16, 19 to 17, 16 to 17? I remember if it was score
19 to 20.
19 to 20. Oh,
Yes.
that's right,
19
yeah.
to 20.
19 to 20 because of the
Yes.
field goal. Okay. And all that stuff. Down to the final minutes. Bama kicking that.
Yes.
Bama kicking
Final
the
seconds.
final seconds. Bama kicking the field goal and all that stuff. Was this? I'll actually, because you are judging, and if no one knows, if and all stuff,
If you
but
listen to the audio version.
you know, if you haven't noticed it by
Yeah.
now and everything,
Yeah.
Manny is a big Texas Longhorn fan and
Yes, I
everything.
am.
Was this a game that shows Texas can hang, or is this something that Bama's not Bama, as I said
I
earlier?
think I say both. I mean, you got what? You got 25 first downs for Texas as well as compared to 16 for Bama. You have a third down efficiency, I'm sorry, of 5 for 15 for Bama. While you have a 3 for 12 for Texas. You have 67 total plays for Texas as well as 63 total plays for Bama. What I have to talk about, Bama had 15 penalties for 100 total yards. How is that Bama? Bama had a lot of rushing yards, 161 rushing yards compared to 79 for Texas, as well as only 213 passing yards. It took Bryce Young 4 quarters to throw over 100 yards. I mean, he got the 20-yard scramble to get him in field goal range and eventually get the kick to win. But when you have your team looking like that, as well as Will Anderson, the best in the country, against a freshman Texas line, he had 3 offsides. He couldn't get into position 3 times against a freshman line. I mean, then you had Quinn Ewers, which unfortunately got injured in the first quarter. He threw one amazing pass straight to Xavier Worthy. Unfortunately, couldn't hold on, couldn't get the ball, couldn't draw it in. But if he does, early lead to Texas, and I don't think Bama can come back from that if we were to get that reception. Excuse me. He threw 9 for 12 with 134 yards. And that's not even a full first quarter. I can't even remember what time he ended up getting out. Again, unfortunately, I have to say this, but the second QB injury against Bama since January 2nd, 2010, which is Colt McCoy in that big game that Bama also came back to win against. But I really liked the way our offensive line played as well as our defensive. Both sides were looking really, really good. I mean, yours what is one of six quarterbacks to achieve a perfect score from 247 Sports Composite. I mean, what I can't even remember the last QB to get that, even if there was. But I know what Vince Young was led us to that national title run against at the Rose Bowl. I mean, it's it was both. I mean, Bama played very, very sloppy. Um, but Bryce Young did somewhat what Bryce Young does, and just he finds a way to get them into winning positions. I can't say that about him, but it's hard. I mean, Brett Auburn missed that field goal. I didn't even say that. I mean, that could have also got us a win. So there's two possible winning scenarios there that Texas unfortunately does not do. I mean, Xavier Worthy missing that catch as well as Brett Auburn missing the kick. But it was it was both good and bad, as well as that horrible refing. I mean, you have the one pass interference play that would have been a touchdown, possibly, that they didn't call. Then you have the weird end zone call that should have been a safety. It wasn't. I mean, I don't know. It was hard to say with all the weirdness and oddities that went off with that game. I mean, like I said, Bama played extremely sloppy and did not play to Bama's level, and we played really, really good. I mean, we had Ewers unfortunately have to go out, like I said. But if Ewers stays in, what we possibly take the game? Like, I mean, who knows? So, oh, he has a clavicle sprain, by the way. I saw that. I think it was. I think
Speaking of
so.
speaking of Ewers, is that how you say the last name?
Ewers, yeah,
Ewers.
yeah, Ewers.
Ewers. He is
It's like a
expected.
U instead of an E.
Uh, Ewers.
Yeah,
I'm still saying it wrong, but oh well. He is expected. He is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks with an SC sprain,
right.
and everything as reported a couple days ago from ESPN.com. Um, he will be out for a good month. I will be pretty much playing into most of Big 12 play and maybe a possible chance of getting a Big 12 title game and all that stuff. Does this set back Texas and everything, or what do you think of how you feel about going into the rest of the season now and everything? Because your next game is against University of Texas San Antonio, Texas Tech after that, and then West Virginia on your next game,
Right.
and of course the Red River rivalry in October 8th against Oklahoma and everything later on. How do you feel within these next 4 weeks and all that stuff, especially leading up to going into the that
I
game against
mean,
Oklahoma?
I do feel pretty good about most of our team. I mean, like I said, though, Ewers being out and our backup being out, we have our third string coming in for the next game. So that's going to be interesting. I'm not really sure what the injury was. I believe it was something with his leg. I'm not sure. I didn't check into that. I should have, but I didn't. Um,
Let's see.
Hudson Carr, I'm not sure what happened to his leg. I know he was hobbling almost all of the game. But I didn't see what the injury was, and I didn't hear what the injury was. But we have our third string coming in for the next game, so it's gonna be interesting seeing how this team forms and how this team plays with their third string. Um, but if they played anything like they played Saturday, I was gonna say yesterday, on Saturday, it's looking pretty good. It's looking really good. I'm definitely excited.
Oh, he says it was a ankle injury.
Ankle?
For
Okay.
ankle for Carr. The injury clearly limited Carr's speed and mobility. Thing. So fact that he shouldn't appear in one court game warning. Okay. Yeah. So it looks like it was something with the ankle. Doesn't tell
Okay.
me much more after that for that. But
Right. And then I don't know if you saw that weird sack safety that got overturned. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't get to see that a lot of stuff because we were doing something else at the time.
Yeah, I saw
I know you did.
it.
I know you did.
It was, you might want to watch it because it was like I said, it was roughing the passer as well as targeting, and then he took away the targeting, which also meant he took away the roughing. But then it ended up being that apparently he was never down successfully and threw the ball. It only was a sack. It wasn't a income. It was an incomplete pass or something like that. I think they said, and yeah, so it was no safety for Texas, which also would have put us up. So I don't know.
We'll see. Like I said, you got
All I know is that Bryce Young is most likely extremely pissed.
oh yeah.
Yeah, Bryce Young is murdering people right
Oh
now.
yeah. Well, not just him. Saban also. I mean, like he was
Yeah, Nick Saban too.
he wasn't happy about the whole horns
Yeah.
down thing with the players and all that
Oh, the
stuff.
horse down thing. Yeah, that's because he really respects the game and
Oh
really
yeah, of
respects
course.
the aspect of it.
Yeah.
So that yeah,
Oh, of course, yeah. But yeah, as I said, Texas Longhorn next couple games are against Utah, Texas, San Antonio for this week, this coming up week. The following week, Texas Tech. After that, for West Virginia, and then after right after that, the Red River rivalry coming on October 10th. I mean 8th, October 8th against number 6, currently 6th ranked Oklahoma, and hopefully we'll see how that goes when coming that as their first. As I feel after the Bama game, the next big test and seeing how they play this, how they will they'll do this season and everything.
right,
Ewers is out for the next 4 to 6 weeks, so it's gonna we'll see how that plays out for the rest of the season and everything
right,
and all stuff. So you like I said, like that 4 weeks right there is like you're already missing you're already missing the Oklahoma. He's already missing the Oklahoma game and possibly the next game after the Oklahoma State game, which are actually currently ranked at 8 right now in the AP poll too.
right.
So you're missing two big. He's possibly missing out on two big games already that in the state of Oklahoma, pretty much.
Yeah,
Um,
which is pretty scary.
yeah, and so but we'll see what happens. And it's at Oklahoma and at Oklahoma State for those 2 games
Yeah,
too. So, oof, oof,
it's a no
oof,
way game.
oof, oof.
But I do. That's another thing I have to say. I do think that Bama extremely could not cope with the crowd conditions over at Austin.
Oh yeah.
That Longhorn Nation definitely showed up for that game.
Yeah, and that's gonna be we're gonna see how that plays goes for Bama for the rest of the season. Um, they do have at Arkansas, at Tennessee, at LSU, at Ole Miss for their away games. Those are big SEC game. Those are gonna be some big games. Of course, they got if Texas A&M plays doesn't play as bad as they have been the past couple of weeks, they have a chance. They have them at home, and all that stuff. And then, of course, they do have Mississippi State at home, along with Auburn at the end of the season, and all that stuff. Until the most likely, if they run the table, the most likely upcoming matchup against Georgia in the SEC title game, depending if both teams run the table for the rest of the season and all that stuff. But yeah, college football has been off to a very crazy start, and I guess you could say in some
Extremely.
ways, and all that stuff. But that doesn't stop because along with college football is of course we also have realignment that has occurred in the last couple of years. Remember last year, Texas and Oklahoma will be joining the SEC in the next couple of years. Now, also earlier this year, it was announced that USC and UCLA will be joining the Big Ten coming in 2024 and everything like that. Pending some situations, some legal issues right now with UCLA right now and everything like that. But we'll see how that plays out for throughout the time. But the Big Ten comes along with that. Not only just schools going to different conferences, but conferences joining new networks and everything like that. Start as with the Big Ten has earlier this year recently announced that they are we're going to be seeing games through CBS, NBC, and Fox coming in the next season and all that stuff. Originally, right now they do have TV contracts within ESPN and Fox currently at the moment, but with this new deal, they will be changing. They're pretty much changing courses on how where you're going to be seeing them. How it will begin on how their Saturdays will begin will be course. It'll start at Fox at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, then CBS at 12:30, and then it'll be NBC prime time on at prime time and everything for that stuff. So not only why is this a big deal because money and everything like that. The rumored the rumored amount of, and this is with the chance of UCLA and USC coming in 2024. This deal is looking to bring at least a, $1 billion to each school and all that stuff,
It's insane.
because this money does go to the schools and all that stuff and everything and all that stuff. If for those who don't know, this is gonna be how this will work. Of course, there will be games happening on the Big Ten Network, which is a network they do currently own. How it works on with CBS starting in 2023, they'll have seven football games, including for seven football games right now because they're still currently in their contract with the SEC and everything. That ends next season and everything. But including that, they will also will promote regular season and postseason men's basketball action, along with the women's basketball tournament final appearing on CBS for the very first time. To games in coming in and starting in 2024 and everything, CBS will televise up to 15 regular football season games per season, including an annual Black Friday game in the afternoon and all that stuff. Fox, who is the pretty much the big main provider of showing Big Ten football games and everything, will continue its partnership again and everything, and it will be featuring at least 10 to 14 games with that, along with adding a basketball season to it and everything. And then NBC, which will pretty much be the prime time slot for Big Ten football games, will produce 14 to 16 games. Those games will also be simulcast on their streaming network, Peacock, and everything. And it's pretty much this. They're planning on doing this similar to like how they do Sunday Night Football regularly in the
Right.
NFL and everything. For the Big Ten football championship game, there will be a rotation of sorts between the three networks, starting with Fox in 2023, and then of course they'll do it again in 2025, 2027, and 2029. CBS will hold the title game on 2024 and 2028. NBC will hold it in 2026. Of course, if you're a basketball fan, CBS will still hold the men's final on CBS as always and everything to give everyone a heads up on that. Big deal. ESPN is out of the Big Ten in general pretty much now and everything. Um, Football, as I've been hearing this around, college football is now becoming the minor league now and everything like that
Essentially, yeah.
and everything with this big deal. Of course, where's the SEC and all this and everything? They already have a big deal with ESPN that is starting in 2024, 2024 also for their
Right.
big deal and everything like that. With the SEC coming, we'll see most of the SEC games happening on the ESPN family of networks and all that stuff. So pretend to see that, such as ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, SEC Network, ESPN Plus. That's going to be happening that pretty soon with a big splash from here. But this is going to be more interesting because I do love the fact of not only is this going to because you're seeing the three networks on a football standpoint, the three networks how it's all spread out. This helps out because of the fact that since now the Big Ten is more of a now coast to coast conference with the potential of USC and UCLA coming in to the Big Ten in 2024. It's going to be a very fun time to see how this plays out for the rest of the time. This will be running between July 1st of 2023 and it'll run through the 29-30 season and 2030 season and everything like that. So it's a big thing. This is a big thing. So for those Big Ten fans out there, if you're looking if you wanted to know where your Big Ten football at least is going to be played out on television, look no further than Fox, CBS in the middle, and ending in prime time with on NBC starting next season and all that stuff. And all that stuff. Uh, Moving on to the other side of football and everything like that, and I'm talking about soccer, and particularly.
Oh, I thought you were going to lead into the Prime Ball from Amazon Prime or the NFL.
Oh,
Uh,
I guess we can talk about. I guess we can. Oh, that's NFL, so we can talk about that later. We can talk about that later.
okay. Okay.
We can talk about that later and all that stuff and everything. On to soccer. We have a few things to talk about. Not much, nothing big right now. Just give us a little run through and all that stuff. Um, we are current. Many of I wanted to bring this up because it is soccer. It is something we've watched, and it's something that I've been I've been fond of, and that is the FX show Welcome to Wrexham. It is the show where actors Ryan Reynolds, who doesn't know who Ryan Reynolds is, and then Rob McInerney. I can't even say his last name half the time. If you've watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you'll probably know who he is. and everything. They currently own the Wales soccer team Wrexham, and for that stuff, and they documented pretty much the day they got the team, and then the current that season that currently is that's happening right now. There are 6 episodes in right now. It's 2 episodes every Thursday. No, Wednesday. My apologies. Every Wednesday on FX, then it'll arrive on Hulu the following Thursday, and all that stuff. So, Manny, you haven't seen every single episode. I know I have,
No, I've seen two.
and also if you've only seen the first two. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I
No,
enjoyed
no,
it
no,
though.
no. I said you haven't seen every episode.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I've only seen two.
Yeah, he's only seen
The
two.
first, yeah, the first two.
Yeah, I've seen all 6 episodes. What 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 do you think about it so far, just from the two you see?
I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I like the aspect that they're showing.
Yeah, it's I will say so far with what I've seen with all 6 episodes, it is it is a very personal style kind of for a documentary and everything. From what I've seen so
This is
far,
for
you're learning, or not only learning about uh
nope.
how these why the uh how can I say this, two American actors buying an English football club or for no reason and all that stuff. There is reason. They're learning, but they're also learning about the hardships of owning a football team at the same time, and an English football team at the same time, because Wrexham is not a team that, though it is the one of the oldest football teams in the UK. It is also, it's not in the big leagues of such as the Premiership and everything. It is currently in the
Right.
fifth division of that, and and then they want to promote to, and you need, and how they work is a relegation promotion structure and all that stuff. So if they want to play, they can't. There's opportunity for them to play in Premier League. They have to play well and get promoted to the next league to do that and all that stuff. And currently they're at the bottom,
Yeah,
towards the
yeah.
bottom, and all that stuff. And I don't.
Speaking of the bottom, no.
But they're also learning hardships of owning the team, especially the
Yeah.
team of how the team is currently right now and all that stuff and what they need to do. And within the other, and then if when you learn more about that throughout the rest of the episodes, more and all that stuff and everything. So it's also,
It's like Hard Knocks for soccer.
but better.
Hard Knocks is good.
Hard. I heard hard. I heard
I haven't watched this one. I haven't watched this one.
Hard Knocks. I heard hasn't been good that these past couple seasons,
Yeah,
years, and all that stuff.
I haven't seen this year's.
I've heard, from what I've heard, this is like, yeah, it's like Hard Knocks, but they say it's actually like better from current series and all that stuff.
It's like old school Hard Knocks.
Yeah, exactly,
Is it?
exactly. From what they
Yeah.
say, from what people have said and all stuff. Because I have never watched Hard Knocks, and that's because I don't care much about that stuff really. I didn't even watch.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch the season where the Raiders played and all that stuff. Because why?
Wow.
Because that was no. Because that was the same year when Antonio Brown joined, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
I
Okay,
didn't
I don't
need
blame you. I
I
don't
don't need
blame
to
you.
watch Hard Knocks when it's already on my television every
Yeah.
single week
I don't
and
blame
everything
you. I
else.
don't blame
So I don't need. I
you.
was like, I don't need to watch Hard Knocks. I'm good and all that stuff. And so I was like, okay,
Did
cool.
your dad watch this season?
He doesn't watch it. He doesn't have HBO.
Oh, well, I thought.
He doesn't watch
I
it.
thought. I just figured because it was Detroit.
No, so he doesn't watch it. I'm
I
sure.
know. I know a lot of people like they
Honestly,
only watch
if he,
their version of Hard Knocks.
I don't think he cares about that much stuff. I think he only cares
Oh,
about
okay. Okay.
all that stuff.
The game. Yeah.
Yeah, and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
He's like, I don't
But
give a crap what goes on off field. I just
but yeah,
if
but
we
if you,
play good, I don't care.
yeah, but yeah,
I don't
but
blame him.
it's been a good.
Okay.
It's really been a good show. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it very much. So very excited to see where else it goes, because I know it goes throughout that first season and all that
Yeah.
stuff. When they had the team, and very excited to see where it goes from there and all that stuff. Other than that, let's get into some MLS talk and everything like that. We are currently
Speaking of last in the division,
we're currently towards the end of this current season right now and everything like that. Now I meant to talk about this earlier, but we can talk about it now. I will be attending my first MLS game this season and everything like that, where the Earthquakes will be playing the LA Galaxy, and everything, El Clasico as they call it, right? Am I saying that right?
that is correct.
And all that stuff. Manny has attended many games. If I'm correct, and everything. Manny, do you
Not
have?
many games.
But you've attended games before. I'm saying,
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that stuff. Uh, we haven't gotten to like fan base stuff, particularly on early in our introductions. We can get into this with this one particularly. Well, I mean, we just started with the Texas Longhorns right now earlier.
yeah.
But
I
we
was
haven't
like, I
like,
thought we did.
we never
I thought we
brought it.
did.
We never actually like talked about it in our intros.
Yeah,
You could
yeah,
say as much.
yeah.
But MLS, do you have a team, or
Yeah, I
Is
did,
San
bro.
Jose San
I
Jose
grew
your
up a
team?
diehard Earthquakes fan. Yeah,
Okay, is Quakes your team and all that
yeah,
stuff? Okay, yeah. Because I didn't. We always talked about MLS, but we never. I never fully knew if the Quakes were your team, for sure, and all that
yeah.
stuff and everything like
Of
that,
course, of
and all that
course.
stuff. We were talking about this one time Saturday and all that stuff, and I brought it up and all that stuff that I was
Yeah,
like I was told myself I was like I might become an LAFC fan and all that stuff, and
yeah,
you were already like no, and it's not good,
yeah.
and all that
Nah,
stuff and
nah.
everything. But
Can't
I
do
never
it.
gave you my
Can't do it.
reason though. I never gave you
As
my
long as
reason
it's
though.
not the Galaxy. As long as it's not the Galaxy. I mean, the
I never gave
LAFC
you.
is
I
still
know.
still whack.
Wait. Okay, well, here's my history. Here's my history. I started coming back. I came into the MLS the time when Beckham joined the Galaxy and all that stuff. That's when I started watching MLS more and everything. I didn't say I didn't become a Galaxy fan, but I did watch when Beckham was playing and all that stuff more and all that stuff. Because I mean, of course, he is one of the biggest English soccer players and all that stuff, and was coming to the MLS. And yes, it was towards the tail end of his career and everything like that. It was something to see. It's interesting to see and everything like that. Since then, I never fully claimed as a team, and I think that was also around the same time San Jose wasn't even in the picture of the MLS at that time, if I remember correctly, and everything,
Yeah, I'm just glad you didn't start watching in 2018.
and all that stuff, and everything.
And you would have been a Galaxy fan because of Zoltan.
No, 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 no. I didn't. No, I definitely wouldn't become a Galaxy fan because of him. No, so
Zoltan's the man.
I I was like,
Oh
cool.
man.
Galaxy got himself another good soccer player, and then it's like he does well. He towards his time leaving, he's like, this team sucks. This league sucks. I'm like, damn.
Oh
I get
man.
it and all that stuff, but damn,
Oh,
you just throw him under the bus. Why don't you? And all that stuff and
man.
everything. It was like,
And
I'm
that was a little hype hearing that Messi might be going to Miami,
so
but it
I'll
doesn't
get into
seem
that.
like that's coming into fruition.
Well, I
So
was
I
going to
don't
talk
know.
about that later in one of our topics within
Oh,
the MLS
okay.
specifically, and all that stuff. But yeah, I didn't give my reason why I become an LAFC fan and all that
Because
stuff.
you're a traitor.
Well,
No.
no, well, no, well, no, because like, well, if don't for those for recently during the transfer portal, Garth Bell is now a member of the LAFC. Of course, he wants to because he wants to play a little bit more better, and then to get ready for the World Cup later this year and everything, which is not something else we definitely need to also talk about stuff and and everything, so that way we can prepare for the team, so we can play for Wales and everything. And I know of Garth Bell. I kind of like followed him a bit and everything like that, and it was exciting, cool to see him come with LAFC. I've always liked LAFC's team, their crest and all that stuff, how the team, their stadiums, it looks nice and all that stuff and everything. I believe. Um, but then I started noticing their Instagram, and when they do their game day stuff to like who they're playing, they literally use a image likeness of game covers and all that stuff. Like a good one to show, like a good one. They did one for like Red Dead Redemption. They did like a Modern Warfare 2 one and all that stuff. And I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty cool and all that stuff. They recently did one where it's like an old school classic and original Nintendo cover style one. And then I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty cool. And I started following because I wanted to see if they would keep going, and they did. And I'm like, damn, this is actually pretty cool. And also, so I was like, am I becoming an LAFC fan just because of this? I'm like, it's like most likely. I mean, did I happen to find out that they were in the lead for supporter cup and all, so for the supporter thing and everything like that? Shield, I mean, yeah, it may have came into fruition a little bit there, but they're only behind I think like 2 points if I remember correctly last time I checked and all that stuff. And I could be wrong on that and everything. And then they also added Carlos Villa, and I'm like, what the hell? Why am I? I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I enjoyed the team. I've watched them a couple times already, and everything like that. They've been fun to watch and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, I was like, it might come into fruition. I was I close to buying a Bale jersey almost one time? Maybe, maybe.
Nah, nah.
You know,
We'll get you. We're gonna get you an Espinosa jersey. We'll get you one of them.
but I'm just saying.
We'll get you one of them.
I'm just saying. It's like if I'm jumping like
Or
because
we'll get you a Capo jersey. We'll
next
get
year
you
is
one
gonna
of
be
them.
interesting.
One
Next
of
year is an
them.
interesting time to watch some soccer right next from MLS soccer because that's going into our thing as MLS begins their new season not on national television but on Apple devices. Uh, Earlier this
You know how
year,
Apple TV works.
Apple devices. I meant to trying to say. My apologies.
I know. I was like, I don't know how Apple TV works.
Starting next year, starting next year, MLS soccer games will all be presented. Not just MLS, but League Cup, select MLS Next Pro, and MLS Next matches will be provided on to be played on the Apple TV app and everything. Um, Apple TV is available on not just on Apple devices such as the iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple TV 4K, Apple TV HD, but also Samsung TVs, Samsung, LG, Panasonic, Sony, TCL, Vizio, and other smart televisions, along with Amazon Fire TV, and Roku devices, PlayStation and Xbox gaming consoles, Chromecast with Google TV, and Comcast Xfinity X1 devices and all that stuff. So can you watch this without an Apple device? Manny, you asked me this question earlier before we recorded.
Yes.
That is your answer, and that is true.
Okay.
And all
So I
that
gotta
stuff.
watch
So
it on my Xbox.
you can watch it on your Xbox because there is an Apple TV app on that, like that, and all that stuff and
Can I
everything.
watch it on my Samsung Smart TV? No, I'm just
Yes,
kidding.
yes, you can actually.
Oh, I can?
Yeah,
Oh, that's kind of weird.
I said Samsung.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear
And all
that
that
one.
stuff. Now, bright. The good thing about this, all this is happening in one place, and it happens to be without any local broadcast blackouts or the need to pay for a traditional TV bundle and all that stuff. Okay,
No, only the Apple TV app.
you would only need the Apple TV app and everything like that
Okay.
and all that stuff. Here is it. Also, most of these how this would so pretty much how this would work currently right now at the moment, from what we can tell. Uh, like I said, everything is will you can fans can as it says from early 2023 through 2032 because this is a 10-year deal. Fans will get every live MLS match by subscribing to a new MLS streaming service available exclusively through the Apple TV app. In addition of all match content, the service will also provide fans a new weekly live whip around show. I think that's like their pregame, postgame show stuff like that stuff to provide fans and all that stuff and where is it? Where is it? There will also be a broad selection of MLS League Cup matches and League Cup matches, including some of the biggest matches, will also be available at no additional cost for Apple TV Plus subscribers and everything, with a limited number of matches to be available for free. So, they will be a exclusive paid MLS streaming service if you want to watch every single game. If you happen to be an Apple TV Plus subscriber, which is only $5 a month, if I might add, to let everyone know about that, you'll get some matches and all that stuff. But if you happen to don't have any of those and all that stuff, you can still watch a limited amount of games and all that stuff. So be careful. There is some restrictions on what games are going to be provided depending on what you have and all that stuff. From what I've been hearing, there's chances like if you happen to be what's the word? A season ticket holder for your team, there's a chance you might get that streaming service included with that.
Okay.
So that's gonna be
So we should
so.
become earthquakes season ticket holders. Yeah.
If it's for me to get the streaming service, I mean, depends. We'll see. Like I said, we gotta see where my team alliance goes and all that stuff by the end of the season and all that stuff. Okay,
With Zoltan.
and all that stuff. No, he's not. Where is he playing at right now? Actually,
Last time I checked, I think it was. Oh man, who was it now?
he is currently with AC Milan. I think I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So same one.
I think I'm
Okay.
good. I think I'm good. I don't pay attention to that league. You know, also 40 years old. Damn, that's a lot.
He's still being amazing.
and a jerk at the same time. Who knew?
Is he a jerk or
Who
is
knew?
he? Does he just know his worth? He just knows his
He's knows his worth
worth.
pretty much.
He just knows
He
his
just
worth.
knows his
He
worth.
knows how good of a player he is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Um, and all that stuff. Let's
That's
see
true.
here. At the to provide a little more context, at launch, all MLS and League Cup matches will include announcers calling the action in English or and Spanish. All matches involving Canadian teams will also be available in French. Uh, Apple and MLS will also provide enhanced league and club coverage for fans to easily follow the league or their favorite clubs in Apple News, which is on the News app if you happen to have an Apple device, in particularly. Um, Complete details for the new service, including when fans can sign up, signings, subscription pricing, specific details about the new MLS programming, an improved match schedule, broadcast teams, production enhancements, and pre and post game coverage, as well as all the ways fans will be able to enjoy MLS content across the Apple ecosystem, will be announced in the coming months and all stuff. This was originally announced back in June, so probably I think after the current season of MLS, we'll probably know more, or during playoffs, we'll probably know a little bit more, um, and everything for that stuff,
Right,
um,
right.
and everything. A major shift in TV, not just within this league, but sports leagues in general, how broadcasting games in general is also is going to shift and everything like that. Um, this somewhat already affects some people in some ways and all that stuff and everything like that. Just a bit, just on a device standpoint, and everything like that. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later when we talk about the NFL, too, and for that stuff. But it's like because here's the thing, Manny, if I had told before I had told you the list of devices, did you know there was an Apple TV app on your Xbox and Samsung Smart TV?
What happened? You cut out.
Oh, so like I said, before I gave you the list of devices that I mentioned earlier,
Right.
did you know that there was an Apple TV app on your Xbox and Samsung Smart TV?
No, I did not.
Exactly. And not a lot of people
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
Not a lot of people do. And all that
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
and everything like that. Like I said, so if you're already on within the Apple ecosystem, whether it be an iPhone, iPad, a Mac computer, or even Apple TV device, whether it be the HD or the 4K version, you are already set and all that stuff because it's already there in your stuff and everything like that. If you're outside of that ecosystem, don't have any of those kind of devices, you probably didn't know that there was an app already for you and all that stuff. You're already available and all that stuff
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So that don't worry if you don't do it because it's available for you already on those apps, on those list of devices I mentioned. So pretty much
Right,
your ex. So for Manny's case, in instance, his Xbox and his Samsung Smart TV, he's all good and all that stuff and everything like that. He can watch it on his Samsung phone and all that stuff, but there is no Apple TV app and all that stuff. Unfortunately, he can
right. I gotta go to the website.
he would have to go to the website, which is tv.apple.com, and for that stuff and everything. But he's still good no matter what though, and all that stuff. He's still good
Sure.
and everything and all that stuff. For me, for instance, I actually happen to have an iPad and an Apple TV device and all that stuff, so I'm good. And I plan on getting the next iPhone, so I'm already set pretty much.
I thought about getting that phone, and I was like, yeah,
And all stuff and everything. I makes it's more a convenience thing for family convenience for me and all that stuff. That's
yeah,
all
that's true. It is
and
for
all that
him.
stuff
Yeah.
and everything. But other than that, it's like I said, it's a big thing. We're not like I think the best part about it is no blackouts, so we don't have to worry about being able for like Manny, for instance. He's gonna be able to watch the earthquakes and all that stuff and everything like that with due to no blackout restrictions and all that stuff and everything like that. It's all in one place, not just for his earthquakes, but also for any other fans and all that stuff to watch their stuff and everything like that. It's all there. There will be a selection for everyone if they don't want to pay or if they do want to pay or if they happen to have Apple TV Plus and everything, or if they happen to get the new MLS streaming service whenever they give that a name and stuff like that. So it's gonna be so but everything is streaming though. That's the thing. It's all streaming. You're not going to be on stuff. There's no way to watch this on a paid TV app like ESPN or anything like that. Though they're in talks with those channels to maybe put a few select to get a few select games on there to play on to be on ESPN, but it's gonna be. But the thing is, it's all produced under Apple and everything, and MLS's own thing and all that stuff. So they're not you're not gonna get an ESPN production style do like you do with like Monday Night Football or the current or how it is currently with the current MLS deal from under
Right.
ESPN. It's all gonna be it's pretty much a simulcast of what Apple and MLS is gonna produce and all that stuff. And who knows? We'll probably see those. We'll probably see something like we'll see that maybe. Who knows? We don't know for sure and all that stuff. Manny, I don't. Are
Yep.
you do you constantly watch MLS? Does this change anything for you for anything like
I
that?
only watched Earthquakes game.
Well, in particular
This
that.
soon. I don't. I mean, I watch. Obviously, I watched the like I watch the playoffs, but I will not watch other people's games normally, just because I don't really have much time. So like, usually it's like I'll just watch, my team.
Mm,
That's about it. Like, it's a lot. So that's about it.
okay. So to keep everyone's eye straight. If you want to watch, if you're an MLS fan and and you want to pay attention to the league next year, you're not out of luck and all that stuff.
Yeah,
It doesn't you don't need just because you don't have an Apple device doesn't mean you're not going to be able to watch your soccer games and all that stuff. It's all going to be
that's
available to
true.
you. You still have there will it's available to you in many other devices and all that stuff. And again, if you have any of the devices I mentioned outside of the Apple ecosystem, such as a Samsung, LG, Panasonic, Sony, TCL, Vizio, smart TVs, a Amazon Fire TV device or a Roku device, PlayStation, Xbox gaming consoles, Chromecast with Google TV and Comcast Xfinity. The app is that there is an app for you, an Apple TV app to download for you and all that stuff. If you happen to be watching this on an Android device and all that stuff, or a tablet that's not an Apple, that's not an iPad, tv.apple.com is the website to go to on the browser on your browser on the browser.
Why couldn't they just make a deal with Fubo TV? Because I already have that for the Pumas games.
And all that stuff. I mean,
Goodness.
was it football?
Fubo.
Fubo.
Fubo TV.
I mean, if Fubo was in the running to get the rights for this and all that stuff, then maybe, but it didn't look like it. They
Yeah.
lost out to Apple on this and everything like that. So
Yeah, I already have that to watch the Pumas.
all that stuff. So oh
Yeah,
well,
so much easier.
oh
I
well.
spent $5 more.
Oh,
Like,
$5 more.
yeah, $5 more.
$5 more. Apple TV Plus, and everything, and all that stuff. And then of course, but hey, I whatever the streaming service. Hopefully, they'll probably do like a separate app for Android people, Android
Yeah,
users, which is good.
then I gotta do it for AHL. Come on, man. Come on. Why
Yeah.
can't all the sports be on one app? This
Hey, that's just live
charge
tele
me $200 a year for just all the sports.
live sports is a hot commodity and all that stuff. Okay,
Yeah,
there's not much to sell with streaming services nowadays and all that stuff.
yeah,
If you want to watch, if if the hot ticket to get if you want it live is live sports, and the TV people have to pay a lot of money and all that stuff.
yeah.
And then now with
Like,
these and now with like Apple, Google, and all that stuff, trying Amazon getting into the live sports market and all that stuff like that, it just makes the money go up and up and all that stuff.
yeah,
So that stuff and everything. And so it's like that. Speaking of Amazon, and we switched the football back again to American football, and such as the NFL and everything. Um, as we talk about one tidbit about coming into the NFL season, which I thought was interesting. Just move this right now. Um, Kyler Murray, quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals, recently signed a new contract extension earlier this season. But the tidbit about it, one interesting tidbit about it was a uh, independent study clause that was had to be mandated for him for his contract extension and all that stuff.
you.
Apparently, as it stated of how it's supposed to work, he was supposed to set aside 4 hours of independent study each week during the season, And it was also required him to read through material he receives from the team outside his regularly scheduled meetings to help him prepare for games and all that stuff. This this suddenly became a big hoot and all that stuff for a lot of people and all that stuff because it it was questioning his commitment to the team and all that stuff. Is he really studying film and all that stuff and everything like that? An interesting tidbit about this, because I found it so interesting, was about it was the fact because those who don't know, Kyler Murray is a big Call of Duty fan, and he plays a lot of Call of Duty and all that stuff. Uh,
I think the pros call it college.
he hearsay, they say, and all that stuff and everything like that. Did you hear
But,
the players from the Rams got early access to check out Modern Warfare 2?
dang, lucky.
Lucky, right? And all that stuff. Pretty awesome. And all that stuff. So this is from on Twitter from Charlie Intel. Uh, he's a big they're a big Call of Duty news site and all that stuff. They spread for talking about stuff. Uh, in this tweet, he mentions that a statistical analysis of NFL quarterback Kyler Murray's performance shows he plays worse when there is active double XP weekends happening in Call of Duty and everything. Uh, when he's
Seems sketchy.
and there, yes, so this comes from Reddit, and then he has the screenshot on the tweet, um, and everything. And how it reads out is with the recent news of Kyler Murray's study clause, uh, rumors rampant about Kyler Murray plays too much COD. Uh, person was wondering what statistical validity there might be to these claims. He scoured the internet for the past double XP events and other promotional events out across all Call of Duty console games and everything. For simplicity, he is referring to all COD promotional events, whether it be double XP, weapon double XP, because there's a lot of XPs in Call of Duty and all that stuff. Uh, Cross reference data with Kyler Murray stats from Pro Football Reference and compiled it here. Here are the results. Passer rating. Murray's average passer rating on non-XP weekends is a 97.43 and an 8 and then an 8.89.65 on double XP weekends, showing a negative 7.77 difference on everything. Pass
Wow.
passing yards. Murray's average yard per game is 251 on non-XP weekends and 245 on double XP weekends, a negative 6 difference. Completion percentage, he averages 67.29 on non-XP weekends, 67.17 on double XP weekends. Not a big difference there. Um, Win loss record, he has a 18, 16, and 1 record on non XP weekends, and then a on XP weekends he has a 4 wins and 7 losses percent record on double XP weekends and all stuff. His conclusion says performance on XP is worse in all categories. Clearly, there's no explanation. Kyle's performance deficits others than that he's busy grinding for rare character skins and excessive amounts of XP. If you have any improvements on my Shakespeare text, that's something that we don't talk about and all that stuff. Um, the only reason why I bring this up is because I find it interesting of the fact that it was like everyone's using COT, the whole video game thing, and it's to blame his performance. In all honesty, there's no difference in his statistics points. I will say the win loss record is the big difference right there. So who knows of what who knows about this and everything like that of where this comes into play more. I would love to know more about the one thing I should have checked more is his overall career on wins and losses and all that stuff in the season because I think Arizona's been playing well for the last couple seasons at least, if I'm
Right.
correct, and all that stuff. But again, it's like the only big thing statistically that's like a I believe is a big thing is his win loss record. Everything else is not that big and all that stuff. Now, if it was like a if his I think the rating thing is not that bad in my opinion, nor the passing yards and completions and all that stuff. But people can get up in arms about that if they want to and all that stuff and everything like that. Other than that, I think statistical stuff is fine. The win loss record is the one I feel is a little is a big is feel like
Is the kind
is
of weird one.
yeah, it's the big deal in a way and all that stuff and all that stuff because like a 7% difference in passing rating and a 6 yard difference on passing yards. Okay, not bad. And then a 0.12% difference on completion percentage. That's no big deal, definitely. And all that stuff right there. All that stuff. But I found this a little more interesting because it's just because I know Kyler Murray is a big Call of Duty fan. He is a member of FaZe Clan that people don't know about and all that stuff too. If you're into gaming and all that stuff, um, Manny, what do you think about all this in particularly?
Whose face? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know who face man is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's crazy. It's a weird coinky dink he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if I can necessarily say this is the reason and this is why. I know there's most likely a lot of players that play consistently like this, and this isn't the reason. You know what I mean? So it's hard to say. Um, but it's a weird thing. Like the way everything kind of adds up is kind of weird. But who's to say? Really, who's to say that it is or isn't? So it's weird.
It is
Definitely
interesting.
weird.
It is weird. It is
Interesting. Yeah.
interesting. It's I think more of the fact of like I think the whole independent study class thing is probably blown out of proportion and all that stuff.
Right.
Just that in general, like the Call of Duty thing aside, I think the whole thing about them putting an independent study clause on it was maybe they. I mean, like, sure, he's probably doing enough as what he is for studying film and all that stuff, but they maybe want a little bit more extra. See if that might help him and everything in some way. I mean, he is a good quarterback, and though they had a good start last season, and then kind of fumbled it towards the end and everything,
Yeah.
especially losing to the eventual Super Bowl champions and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Maybe it's just something more. We can see this more as something like, oh, this is just him. Maybe this can help him a little bit more, and hopefully can provide us a better uh a better season come this coming
Alternate.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all that stuff. Than it is about like, oh, he doesn't study and all that stuff. He doesn't review film and all that stuff and everything like that. I'm pretty sure he does. I mean, you don't go. What was it 7-0 at the start? Was it? If
You
I remember
could.
correctly. I mean, like no, last season didn't they go win like 7-0
I
undefeated for a good while?
think so.
Yeah. I mean, it's like it is what it. But then again, like I said, it is what it is. It happened. It's here and all that stuff. They didn't have they though they did lose in their first game and all that stuff. But then again, it was against Chief. And then with that, let's get into the recap of week 1 of the NFL and everything. Let us start by saying this. Oh no, that's for later. My bad. I'm not gonna say that. We will get to the other around the league first, and then we will get to mine and Manny's teams uh results towards the end of this segment
Yeah.
and all that stuff and everything like that because there's a good story to that of what when it came to watching those games and everything for that stuff. I will start with Thursday night's game. That was the Bills against the defending champion Rams. Uh,
Yes.
31-10 was the start of that was the result of that game. I think the first thing is first thing to talk about is should we already panic with the Rams? Is the panic button should be a thing, be pressed, and all that stuff.
Uh, yes and no. Yes, it should be. It should be. They should be up for concern. The way they played. However, the Bills are the Bills. The Bills looked extremely dominant this game. In that game.
Hmm.
But I wouldn't necessarily immediately start pressing the panic button on them.
Actually, hold on. Let me actually rephrase the question. Should we already, um, with it being week 1 and everything, should we already hit the panic button on the Rams, or do we automatically see the Bills as the favorites to win the Super Bowl?
Yes. Um, did I answer your question? Did I answer your question? Did I?
Like which
I feel
one
like
is
Tom. I
like
feel like
which
Tom's out right now.
like
Uh,
which like which of those should be like more urgent? or like in a
I
bubble.
would definitely hold the Bills being a really amazing, a really tough competitor this season,
Mhm.
more as opposed to the Rams are going to be horrible. Now,
Okay.
if the Rams continue and consistently do this bad, then obviously, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
start pressing the panic button all you want. But as of right now, one, it is week one. Two, I mean, I don't think they even played any of their starters. What do you call it? During preseason. So I mean, I don't think I would hold
Yeah,
it that
that's
crazy as of right now.
yeah, that's McVay's like big thing. He doesn't play his starters during the preseason.
Yeah.
So that's a big
So
yeah.
so it was basically their first game in general,
Well, though I mean like,
and the Bills just came out hard that whole game. So
but then again, it's like last season in their first game, and which was Stafford's first year with the team, they went off and all that stuff and
yeah,
everything like that too. So you can see where that like there can be like a weird thing to that and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's just like, should we already
yeah,
panic and all that stuff? Though I find it oddly strange. Odell Beckham was at the game.
yeah. It's kind of weird.
That was weird. I mean, I don't know, it's just because he got his ring and all that stuff too, and everything too for that since he was on the team last season and everything like that. But it's just
Right.
like, and then he tweets after the game about like Bills Mafia question mark. I'm like, you're not on the team, my man. Why are you dissing the team that didn't resign you just because they didn't resign bring you back and all that stuff? You didn't get signed. This no team picks you up and everything like
Yeah,
that,
and then you're gonna diss the team.
and you're gonna diss the team who pretty much got you a Super Bowl and all that
Yeah,
stuff and everything like that. And it's just like, what is your goal at the end of the day of this and everything like that? I get it, you're a good player. You're not on everything like that and everything like that.
yeah,
But I'm always gonna remember you for that dang catch you did with the Giants. That's all I'm gonna remember you for, really.
yeah, dude. That was on the Head and Shoulders bottle for years.
And that's who. That's who.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
who.
that.
That's who. And everything like that. But other than that, it's just like, you were able to get yourself out of Cleveland in an apparently messy situation to you and all that stuff.
Yeah,
You join LA, you join the Rams, you win a Super Bowl and all stuff. Though it's like you played well, but not to expect. I don't want to say expectations of what people were wanting out of you in that league in that time. But at the same time, it's just like, why would you do that and all that stuff? Are you that hungry to get back in the team? I'm like, if it was that much, you probably should have done more in the offseason. That's just me. That's just me spitballing out here
right.
and all that stuff. And that's just me and everything. I respect the player. I respect him for what he's done and all that stuff. He's a good receiver and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's just like, what are you trying to do and all that
Right.
stuff and
Make
everything.
waves.
Yeah. Other than that, couple of tidbits before we get into our games. We're not going to go through the whole schedule. We're just going to go through like a couple games before we jump into our team's games. Um, Dolphins beating the Patriots 20-7. Amazing start to
Tua looked amazing.
and everything. Tua was 23 to 33 with 270 pass yards and a touchdown and everything. Very, very good team. Very good start for this team. I think Miami is one of those teams where it's like, it's high expectations, but nobody talks about it and all that stuff at the
Yeah.
same time and all that stuff and everything. So it's going to be
Right.
interesting to see, especially what they've gone through behind the scenes and all that stuff, because like, and all that stuff with the whole Tom Brady stuff that was in and all that stuff that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
That was
That
crazy.
was that was a little insane.
That was crazy. Quick thing. Quick couple games before that. Uh, Browns win against the Panthers. Mayfield does not get his revenge win after that, but looks like he did play a little bit well from what I'm seeing. Based off his thing. I didn't get to watch the game myself, unfortunately. I don't know stuff. What is that? Packers get demolished by the Vikings.
Yes.
7-23. All I know from this game is that I saw a clip where after a play, some Viking defender just pushes Rogers down to the ground. I'm like,
No, did you see the play where Rogers tried to make a block?
no, I didn't see that. I
That
didn't see
was
that.
hilarious.
I didn't see that. I mean, it's just for the fact that it's more of like, you re-sign with the team after going through like of if you were gonna come back or not. You lose your top quarterback, you lose your top receiver right after that, and then it's like I don't know if it's just something about was there money involvement of you not getting be able to get the players and since you did this extension or like what else is there and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's just it's gonna be an interesting after seeing that and all that stuff and everything, and then of course the Bears won their game that against the Niners this past weekend. Also, it's gonna be interesting to
Right.
seeing this team. It's just gonna be seeing where this team's gonna play in this division and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to
Very
see.
interesting.
It's gonna be very
I
interesting
I
to see.
think I think A-Rod can do some interesting stuff though.
We'll see.
I wouldn't hold him down
I Yeah, I
completely yet.
mean yeah, you can't hold them down, but it's just like we'll see where this goes and all that stuff. We'll see where this goes. Chiefs. The Chiefs are the Chiefs. You lose. You don't have Tyreek Hill more. Looks like it doesn't matter after this. After that game, looks like it doesn't matter because they're playing like them regular selves. Um, Bucks.
Saints beat the Falcons. Oh,
Yeah, Bucks beat the Cowboys 19-3. I think
that was not even a game, dude.
Cowboys are no longer a thing. I mean, Dak
Yeah.
is officially out for the next month or so.
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing to take away from that game, and particularly Dak Prescott not gonna be able to play. There's already a rumor Jimmy G going to the Cowboys.
Oh.
Who knows? If it like, we got to see where it goes from here and all stuff. Because
Yeah, that's
I
true.
bet you anything, San Francisco is trying to get something out of that deal. If they're gonna
Yeah.
do it, they're
There's
gonna
no way
eventually.
they're not. If they are really set on them on Jimmy G getting rid of Jimmy G, they're gonna want to try to get something. I
Yeah,
don't think.
but that's the thing. It's just like trades in the NFL are so different from trades in the NBA because knowing that's my background overseas when it comes to off season stuff in a way. And also because the thing is with the NBA, it's like the big thing, the big assets are draft picks in the NBA. I don't think of it. I don't think draft picks are like that big of an asset in the NFL in some manner and all that stuff. So I don't know where that's gonna go and all that stuff.
Right.
And then of course Monday Night Football. The first Monday Night Football with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the broadcast booth. Honestly, it's good. It was good. Watched the whole game. I actually watched the whole game. Had a good time. Enjoyed it. Fun game, honestly. 17-16 was the finale with the Seahawks winning. Uh, Russell Wilson does not get his revenge, his win over his former team, unfortunately, and everything like that.
No.
But Geno Smith though was
Got
balling.
insanely booed, by the way.
It was
Got booed out of the building.
Wilson, yeah, Wilson, yeah.
Yeah.
But Geno Smith though was balling in that game and everything like that. Back to his West Virginia days on that one. So it was fun to see. Fun to see. All right, on to on to the teams, our teams games and all that stuff. In case you didn't know already,
Atlanta versus. No, just
yeah,
kidding.
that. In case you haven't already noticed, if you're watching this on YouTube, I have a Raiders jersey, which means yes, I am a Raiders fan and all that
I
stuff.
thought I thought it was a retro Falcons jersey. My misunderstanding.
Oh, apologies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's how it is now. Of course,
I thought she was too legit to quit. My bad.
nah, it ain't like that.
Remember?
You quoting MC
Yeah,
Hammer,
that was like
who was a Raiders
that
fan.
was like their big thing. Like I think what was it, the 90s
With
when
Jamal
they went on
Williams.
that when they went on that run. Remember, like,
I
they
know
were
what you're
too
talking.
legit.
Okay, so that I know. But when you're saying too legit to quit, I'm thinking MC Hammer, who is a Raiders
Yeah,
fan, and all
yeah,
that
no,
stuff,
no,
and
I was
everything like that.
referencing that.
Because I was like, why are you saying Atlanta when you talking about somebody who is a Raiders fan?
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I
No,
was
no,
like. But now I know what
I
you're
was
talking about.
referencing that.
Now I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about. The Dirty Birds,
yeah,
the Dirty Birds,
yeah. Exactly. There you
and all that
go.
stuff. That's what I know what you're talking about now,
Yeah,
and all that stuff. Okay, that made more sense, and all that stuff.
yeah,
Of course, Raiders fan. Manny, my man over here, he is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And
yeah.
so we live on the West Coast, of course, and everything like that.
That's
So,
true.
of course, when it comes to restrictions, you also get the closest game that's local to you. Our morning, since we live on the West Coast, our games are at 10 a.m. for the first games, 1 p.m. or 1:30 are the later games and all that stuff. I had the later game. I had the later game. Manny had the morning game, of course, and everything like that. So, unfortunately, funny part about it too, they were both on the same channel because they're both in the AFC. They're all both on CBS. So we have our morning game happened to be the Steelers game out of every game that was there. Of course, the Raiders will play their games here, or was going to be on CBS, and we got the. Even though they're in Vegas, they're the closest and all that stuff for that and everything. I kid you not. I'm getting ready to watch the game. Turn it on. Turn on. I put on Paramount Plus because there's a screen limit on YouTube TV, and I didn't want to break. I didn't want to ruin that, so I put on
There
Paramount.
is?
Yeah, if you have the basic, so the basic one is like I think it's like a two to three screen limit and all that stuff,
Oh, okay.
depending on who's watching it. So I was like, my mom, she's watching TV. I know my dad's watching TV. My dad has YouTube TV on because he's the football fan, so he's watching football on there. So it's like, and we just got the sport package so he can use NFL Red Zone,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
and all that stuff. So I know he's watching TV. So I'm like, you know what? I have Paramount Plus. It gives you the local channels of depending on your location. So I was like,
Right.
I'll just put on Paramount Plus, turn on CBS from there, and I'll watch the game. Put it on and everything like that. Next thing I know, the goddamn Steelers Bengals game was still in overtime and all that stuff, and it still hasn't ended and all that stuff. I'm like, what is going on here? What is
It
wrong
almost
with
ended
this
like
morning?
4 times.
Because the morning games were all crazy apparently and all that stuff and everything like that. Like everything was close and everything like that. And then his
Yeah.
team happened to be in freaking overtime and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the funny part about it, there was 2 chances for both teams to win the game in overtime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening here?
Technically 3 if you count the one in the fourth quarter
Well,
that we blocked.
yeah,
That blocked. Yeah.
Yeah, so technically 3. So I and all that stuff, wanting to watch my game and all that stuff, but can't because I have to deal with this game over here. I literally text them and be like, "Hey, can you tell your team to hurry up so I can watch my game and all that stuff
Yeah.
and everything like that?" Oddly enough, happened to happen. Kick the game, they kick the field goal, win the game. I'm like,
Yeah.
thank God, let's get this going and all that
Oh
stuff
man.
and everything like that. So let's start with the morning. We'll start with the morning one first, since you guys played first. You won
Correct.
23-20 in overtime. You happen to lose T.J. Watt to a pectoral injury during that game too. So
Yeah.
also,
As well as Najee to an ankle
yep.
or a foot. One of the two. Can't remember. I think it's ankle, right? Or is
And
it
also,
foot?
and Trubisky started, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, Trubisky started.
Trubisky started.
Trubisky played the whole game.
You played the whole game. Okay. So
Played the whole game. Played the whole game.
do
Um,
so after this game, do you need to think there's no worry with him after that first game? Do you feel? Does
it's
Pickett need to
not
come in
that
yet?
there's a lot of worry. I do think they should probably let Pickett learn a little bit more from him.
So there's no rush to put Pickett in.
There's not no rush, in my opinion.
Okay.
I mean, if anything, Trubisky can get us over the hump this year. Pickett can learn a little bit more,
Okay.
and then we put him in next year. If worst comes to worst, I say yeah, just put Pickett in. Like it depends how he does next game.
Okay.
But I say
You do it
depending how Trubisky does next game, I say probably put Pickett in unless Trubisky does a good.
Yeah, 21.
There's really no rush.
Yeah, 21 for 38 with 194 yards and a touchdown and everything like
Yeah.
that. He did get sacked, but lost 2 yards. But that's not. I don't think that was big. That isn't from this game. It looks like it wasn't a big deal. So you're good there. Burrow though, 33 for 53, 338 yards, averaging 6 per attempt, with 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 7 sacks.
Yes.
7 sacks.
Yes.
With 4 in the first half, if I heard correctly.
Yes. Yeah, 4 was in the first half. Now, there's the part that worries me. Obviously, our defense showed up. Steelers' defense is going to show up no matter what.
7 sacks.
We need our offense to show up. With those stats, we should have dominated the game.
Well, I mean,
this should have been.
Here's my thing like that. So here's what I'm looking at right now. Here's the thing. Pat Freeman, 5 receptions for 75 yards. Dante Johnson, 7 receptions, 55 yards. Zach Gentry, 2 receptions, 40 yards. There is a spread that you could do and all stuff with that, but it doesn't feel like you have a go-to in a way and all that stuff.
Right.
To help that and all that stuff and everything. From looking at your receiving core. Running game, should we be worried with that? I don't know about that because when we're
So not Not really, because our O line needs to step up or get rebuilt.
Mm,
We put a lot into it, and it wasn't looking that good yesterday. Not they weren't really opening that many holes for Najee to get through, and most of his yards gained were passes. So it's kind of hard to say. I wouldn't rush him necessarily. Not I wouldn't bring him back sooner than you know extremely soon. I say just let him heal up,
mm,
let him get completely, you know, let him get how do I say it? Let him recover. That's what I'm gonna say.
mm.
Let him recover. Let him recover on time and correctly. Because as of right now, I mean, unless our O line steps up, they weren't really making that many holes in the pocket for him. So I mean, our run game is pretty much non-existent at this point.
Okay. Yeah. So your next three games looking a little favorable towards you, depending on how everything situates.
Right,
Your next game is against New England at home. Then you go to Cleveland, and then after that is home against the Jets. So it's a little
right,
favor. Next three games are a little bit favor on your end, depending, but that just depends on
right.
how everything else works out and
And
everything.
there's still no word on TJ
Yeah.
on if it's super serious, if it's full season, if it's
Uh,
not.
yeah. They haven't doesn't. No. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, there is. Okay.
expected to miss 6 weeks.
Okay, that's not horrible.
It's
It's
not
not
horrible.
horrible.
It's
Not
not.
horrible.
It's not horrible. And all that stuff. Like I said, if to look at your next three games right after that, and if it is going to 6 weeks right after the Jets, you do play at Buffalo against the Bills. You do go against Brady and the Bucks at home, and then your next that sixth game is against the Dolphins in Miami.
So those other three look a little tough. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
little tough.
yeah. So like I said,
Uh,
your next
yeah,
three feel favorable. Right after that, though, got a little challenge
yeah.
and all that stuff. But again, like I said, we're only into week one. By the time you play, at least maybe Miami could be a little different on that one. The Bills, I don't. The Bills and the Bucks, though, I mean, they're gonna be playing as they play.
That's gonna be tough. That's gonna
That's a
be
tough
tough.
one, yeah. That is gonna be a
Um,
tough one.
the only good part is by the time TJ comes back, we will not have played the Ravens yet. So that's good.
I don't get it how every season you play them either early twice or late twice. It's so
Yeah.
weird. It is so weird. I don't get
We
it.
got, we got Ravens, 2 games Ravens.
It's literally your freaking. It's literally goddamn. That's like if you're gonna get in the playoffs, your way to get in the playoffs is to play the Ravens twice and like within two of the next 3 weeks or four and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like for you, you got them on December 11th and then 3 weeks later on the 1st of January and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah. Yeah.
like come on, spread those out, spread the wealth. Well, I mean, like at
Yeah.
least
Well, no, what was it
no,
last
this is
season? The season before, we had the Ravens at the beginning of the year, and then literally the last game of the year. I'm pretty
okay.
sure, or the second to last game of the year.
At least you not like me when you have to play three divisional opponents in the first 5 weeks of your season.
Yeah.
And and it's like two of them are away, and I'm like, how do you schedule these damn games?
They
And
flip
all
a
this,
coin.
and
They
all this stuff. Like, are you kidding
flip
me?
a coin.
And all this stuff. Speaking of divisional opponents, I'm not panicking. It's just the fact of like we were in that game for most of it and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
And then you guys started slipping.
It's like the three interceptions were costly. Were very costly.
Very.
That's what it was. The three interceptions were costly. Adams had a great debut. 10 receptions for 141 yards and a touchdown. So it's like he can play. We have a go to now and all that stuff
Right.
that can help that will help out with also with Waller. Renfro didn't have a good game unfortunately and all that stuff, but I give him time. I think we'll be fine. I feel like our running game is missing, but then again, it's like it always like that in the beginning of the season, and then give it
Yeah.
time, it'll come in and all that stuff
Somebody comes
and all
up
that
here.
stuff and everything. Other than that, it's like I feel everyone it's fine. Defense started to come back a little bit better and everything from what I was from based off what I was saying. Again, it was just the three interceptions were costly. Carr did get two fumbles also, and I'm just like I'm probably the only person in the fan base that is still rooting for this guy and all stuff because he is that good. he really is that good and all that stuff. It really is. And also, I literally had someone come to me. Someone asked me, "He's like, what do you think? What do you think about your quarterback?" I give him an 8. I'm giving him an 8 at least, and all that stuff, and everything like that. Because it's like, in all honesty, I'm probably the highest out of everybody that thinks it like that and everything like that. My eight's probably the
Yeah, but
highest.
I'm a little dyslexic, but I don't see a number 4 on that jersey. I don't
I
know.
see because that's the thing. At the same time, though, you do realize our coach was before McDaniel's. It was Gruden, and then
Yeah,
Gruden is quarterback. Gruden with quarterbacks is a scary thing, and all that stuff.
yeah,
You have no idea how many times I was scared for the fact of him Carmine getting traded every single year. And
yeah.
last season was no exception. Like trust me, when I was
Um,
because when I went to the store when I did the stadium store last year and everything because that's where I got this jersey and everything
right.
and all that stuff. I was literally I was there was a scenario where I did get a car jersey or I wasn't gonna get a car jersey and all that stuff because I am a proponent of car and everything like that and everything like that. But at the same time, it was the fear. It was the fear of Gruden of possibly doing whatever he can to not have car anymore and all that stuff and everything like that. And I was like, no, I need to play it
You're
safe.
like,
I'm gonna
you're
play it
like, I'm
safe.
gonna buy this, and then next week they're gonna.
I'm gonna play safe. I'm gonna play it safe and everything like that.
Yeah,
But then again, it's like I got Jacobs, and then now they didn't pick up his option this past
yeah,
season. And I'm like,
dude. I got a buddy that he got a Mac jersey.
and
Like,
that was the other thing too. The fact
and
that
he got like a limited, like he got the expensive stitched like nice one.
let me see, where was it? He got 3 sacks. Matt got
Yeah,
3 sacks that game because he plays for the Chargers now and
yeah,
all that stuff. And I'm like, this is see, it's like see, this is where Gruden messed up the most and all that stuff
yeah.
and everything. This is where it was like, because like literally it was like I was like, when that trade first happened, I'm like, I'm not pissed. I'm gonna see where this goes. And then last season, when he was with the Bears and they played the Raiders, he got a couple sacks off that. And then he gets moved to the Chargers. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Now I gotta deal with him twice a year and all that stuff and everything like that. And everything like that. Cause like when he went to the Bears, it was like, okay, I don't have to worry about him and all that stuff and everything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Now he gets moved to the Chargers. And I'm like, now I gotta deal with him twice a year. And what does he do? 3 sacks against Carr. I'm like, are you
Hey, Cleveland still went to the
kidding
Chiefs.
me? I'm like, are you kidding? Thank God he didn't go to the Chiefs. Thank God he didn't go to the Chiefs.
Imagine, oh man,
Especially after that performance
yeah.
with Kansas City. Oh hell no.
Dude,
I'd have been
him on the Chiefs would end you guys.
you might as well just give him the Super Bowl.
Well, he would. They would end everybody, but you know.
You might as well just give him the Super Bowl and everything like that. But then again, like also I have to look at it like this. This division is a tough division and everything. This is the tough division. Minus what happened with the Russell performance and Monday night and everything like that, this is still a tough division and all stuff.
Yeah,
And when we
like,
played,
minus Seattle. Just, I mean, not minus Seattle.
no.
Yeah,
Add Denver into this. Add Denver in.
yeah, yeah,
When we
yeah.
play when division games happen, they're close games. They tend to get close and tough and all that stuff. I mean, granted, like I said, we fell out towards the end of the game, but it wasn't. We were still in it most of it. And
Yeah,
all that
it
stuff.
wasn't a complete blowout.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't.
could go out. But then again, it's like I don't know why we went. But also I don't know why we went for 2 on that last touchdown. You should just went for the kick. Got a deal. We would have been We would have been down by 4, and we just got the score touchdown to win to stay to get along stuff. We were like I said, we were in it still, but instead of just going for the 2, because and all that stuff, you could have just went because I think it was more effective to be within field goal. I'd rather just go for the extra point and all that stuff, and then try to win with the touchdown and all that stuff.
Why are the Broncos listed above you guys?
But then again, this is and all that stuff.
Hmm.
It's a whole. I think it's like they went by the letter and all that stuff.
Oh,
I always I don't get that. I know I don't get it either. But and all that stuff. But then it's just like it is what it is. It is what it is. And all that stuff. And all that stuff. But I'm not panicking. I'm not freaking out.
no, that doesn't make sense because then the Ravens would have been above us.
Yeah, like I said, it's weird.
I
don't get it either.
I mean, it's by one letter,
I
but
don't get it either. I don't get it either.
yeah.
Like I said, I don't get it either. But the Ravens won.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We won and the Ravens won.
Oh, that's right. I don't
The
know.
only
I don't
one
care.
in our division that didn't win was the Bengals in a weird, well, obviously, but like in a
Hey,
weird
hey,
way. Like,
hey, hey. At least it's not the AFC South right now.
true,
Okay, at least it's not the AFC South. Okay,
true.
and everything. But then, again, like I said, when you have to play your division in the first 5 weeks of the season,
Yeah.
oh, but then because like here's it. So like we already lost this Sunday. We play against Arizona. Okay, it's like here it can go either way. We do well against Arizona because it is at home and everything, but it's gonna be those one things where it's like though Arizona had a bad game, they come back and they start playing better like it's nothing and all that
Right.
stuff. And
Yeah.
that's the one thing I hate about that.
And also, Arizona had a bad game against the Chiefs,
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
like it's not like it's not
That's
like
what
it
I'm
was a
saying.
bad game
It's a
against like the
50-50 right
Browns
there. It's a
or like
50-50 right there. Week 3, we go to
yeah.
Tennessee to play the Titans. Titans did lose and all that stuff. And it's like I don't know if this is the same Titans team that we've seen before. Like that dominant team that we always think that's gonna have a chance to like make it to the playoffs, get to a Super Bowl and all that stuff. I don't feel like it's that same team this season and everything.
I said renaming the Oilers.
And all that stuff. True. Also.
I mean, keep them in Tennessee, but the Oilers name is.
Yeah.
I just thought the Oilers
Yeah.
home motif was better.
And then week 4, we play against Russell Wilson at back in Vegas and all that stuff. Um, Judging how they played so far this year, especially with how they played towards the end of that game in Monday night, I feel confident that we can play well. But I got to see how the next 2 games play out also for them and everything.
And you got the Chiefs.
At Kansas City, that is the one I fear the most, and it's a Monday night
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
So I'm a little I'm iffy on this one on how this went. We already lost one. I don't know all that stuff. We already lost one.
Oh
So
yeah. By the way, Mac is not satisfied after his product against with his product against the home opener.
oh no. I believe that. I believe that. Like we don't play them. We
Just
don't
want
play.
to put
We
that
don't.
out
We played them in December. We played them in December. So I won't be surprised if he's like if we play. If,
there.
depending on how we play the rest of the season, I won't be surprised on how that turns out and all that stuff
Yeah, yeah.
and
I'm
everything.
just hoping y'all guys keep like slowly descending
And
so that
everything.
December 24th comes, and
Stop. Can we not get to that game yet? Okay. You thinking way too ahead and all that
yeah,
stuff. Okay. And then
that's
for those who don't know, the Raiders plays at Pittsburgh on the 24th of December and everything to celebrate. Also, not also it also celebrates the.
you cut out. I can't hear you.
I said the Steelers. The
There
Raiders.
you
The Raiders play the Steelers at in Pittsburgh on the 24th of December, which also celebrates the what year is it now?
go. 50th anniversary
50th
of
anniversary
the
of the
Immaculate
Immaculate
Reception.
Reception and everything. So
To almost to the day, a day after
yeah,
the exact day.
yeah.
Not in Three Rivers, unfortunately, because obviously
So
Three Rivers is no
Manny's
longer.
Manny's already looking towards the future. Where I'm just like I'm worried about the next 4 weeks right now and all
And
that
then
stuff.
I think you guys should be like worried about the game after that because you guys got the Niners
That's
and then the Chiefs.
you see how they played yesterday.
Yeah, but Niners Raiders games are always gonna be like that. Like it doesn't matter.
We'll see what happens.
Like that's another thing, like a kind of like a weird division thing where no matter how bad each team is doing,
But then again,
they're
it's
gonna
like
step up their game against.
I think at the end of the day, it's like all I care about is just making sure it's just a game
Yeah,
and all that stuff. Like I get it, I get the rivalry aspect of it and everything like that. But since we're no longer in Oakland, I kind of like
it doesn't feel the same.
it doesn't feel the same and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Don't
I
get me
get that.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. I mean, like, am I? Well, I'll probably be more excited when we get closer to that game and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
I think the hype level for it as a rivalry game won't feel the same because we're no longer in Oakland.
No, I get you. It feels the same. Like it doesn't feel the same when we play the Aggies. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like it.
I mean, that'll change in a couple years. So
Yeah, we'll go back to smacking them, but you know,
stuff,
um, I get where you're coming from.
everything like that. So it's like we'll see how that goes. So on to the next couple of weeks and something I wanted to do with this show and everything like that is pick'ems. We're doing NFL pick'ems. So pretty much how this is gonna work. You're already asking yourself, isn't this a monthly show? Yes, it is, and all that stuff. So pretty much how this is gonna work. Since we already did since week 1 has already happened, pretty much we're gonna do the next 3 weeks, weeks 2, 3, and 4. But we're only gonna do 3 games out of those out of each of those weeks. We are not doing. I already made it. I've already made the executive decision that we're not gonna do our teams games because out of favoritism and all that stuff and everything like that, and to keep and leave bias out of it
Not true.
and all that stuff and everything. So
I don't know what you mean.
and all that stuff. So
I would never.
I rather us have make this a fair, easy pick 'em kind of thing for us and all that stuff. And then
Yeah.
who knows, maybe get a sports book sponsorship out of this future.
No, after Prop 27 goes through.
After Prop 27, I mean, pretty
Yeah,
much
after Prop 27.
vote yes on Prop 27 if you live in California.
Yeah.
And also, oh god, I can't believe we're just being supporters of something like
Yeah.
that.
Now you're getting political. Well,
we can't be political right now.
Hey, he said that. I did not say that.
We are. I am not, yay, nay, or saying that you should go vote for. I'm just saying it is a proposition for us to make something better out of this to get sponsored.
No, you already said it.
It's too late. You're screwed. We're screwed. Okay. Anyways, begin pick'ems. As we go, we'll start with week 2. The three games that are set up for these pick'ems are the Bucks at the Saints, which is a morning game here in California. Second game is Bears at Packers, which is the Sunday night game, happening on that and everything. And then our third game is the Vikings at Eagles, which is the Monday night game for that. Manny, go ahead and give us your picks. I try to set that up for rights.
Hold on, because I was just looking at week 2. Let me look at the pick'ems. What was the games? I didn't see.
Bucks at Saints.
Okay.
Bears at Packers. Vikings at Eagles.
Okay, so what are the odds on them? Are we doing?
I was gonna say I should price it. I forgot. I knew I forgot something to add, which was odds.
I got FanDuel. We go to FanDuel.
Let me.
FanDuel. Because you can still use FanDuel, you just can't actually.
You can't do the pick'ems. I mean
yeah.
You can't bet on them.
You can't do That's later. No thanks. You heard Pat McAfee has a game actually on FanDuel.
Yes, he does.
Cool. That's cool. I can't wait to play that. What country am I in? Let's just do that one. Let's do what states. Let's just say I'm in Arizona. All right. There's so much dead air right now. I hate this. Okay, which ones did you say?
So first one is
you said Bucks at Saints.
Bucks at Saints. The line is Tampa Bay with a -3 with the over under 44. This is from Caesar Sportsbooks.
I'm looking at FanDuel. You know what? I'm gonna take Saints on that one.
Take the Saints, okay.
Yeah, I'm taking Saints on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a second, trying to get this pulled up. Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking Saints on that one.
Saints on that one. Manny's gonna take the Saints. Both are undefeated. Both have won their game so far, and all stuff. This is week 2. Well, I will go with the Bucks in this one.
You go Bucks on that one? Okay.
I will go with the Bucks. I think they got the bugs out of their system from last week against the Cowboys and everything like that, and I think they're gonna have a better game come that time. Game 2 is a Sunday night game where the Bears play the Packers. The line is Green Bay with a -10. The over/under is 42.5. Again, this is from Caesar Sportsbooks.
So, you know what? I think the Packers are going to try to prove something. I mean, I guess against the Bears.
It's the rival game.
I think the Packers are going to show up. I think they already know that they kind of have to, and they have to prove something that they're still, who they were. Yeah. I think Rodgers is going to come out and show up against the Bears. I'm going to go Packers.
I'll go Packers too. I do believe that we're going to, he's not. Aaron Rodgers is not going to get himself embarrassed like that and get pushed over like he did on Sunday.
Yeah, and then come back and get the same thing the next week.
Happening in the Bears. I
think, especially to the Bears.
I do feel the Bears do look a little bit improved from their game against.
The Bears do look a lot better, especially after last week. But Aaron's not gonna let that happen again
at
against
Lam-
the Bears.
at Lambeau too. That's going.
Yeah,
That's Green
it's
Bay
not
all the
happening.
way.
Yeah,
And our final game, our final pick'em for week 2 is Vikings at the Eagles, which is the Monday night game, the second Monday night game because there's two of them next week. And everything. And the line is Philly -2 with the over under being 51 again by Caesar Sportsbook.
yeah. Does this count towards me playing favoritism or no?
I see. I was see. That was the thing. That was the thing. I was
That's why I
trying.
wasn't gonna say anything yet
The,
because we said we were gonna do
I
favoritism.
wasn't. Well, I meant favoritism towards our own teams, but I know because like I was already judging this already by the fact that I was like, because this.
Yeah,
But then again, I was trying to base this like I was going trying to go through everything, but I because the one thing was I was since I already picked two Sunday games, I was
yeah,
like the best thing I can do is a Monday night game because I didn't want to go and all that stuff. But I was like, do I go with Titan Bills or do? But the Vikings and Eagles seemed like the better one after their
yeah, yeah,
performances
yeah.
in week 1, going by that and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I will go. Let's see here.
Yeah, trust me. The picks. I think this is the only one that you have to kind of worry about as a favoritism kind of thing.
Okay, I'm gonna look at everything. Uh, nope, 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 nope. Almost better now. Good. Don't actually wager. No. If I was, I think I would just take the chance on the Eagles. Yeah. Now, from a fan perspective, I'm going Vikings all day.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that I'm going for the Eagles.
yeah,
But if we were to do this hypothetically speaking, I think I would just take the chance on the Eagles.
yeah. Okay. Um, I will go with the. I'll go with the Saints. I'm the Saints. The Vikings on this one. I do. I though it's like yeah, we played. They played Green Bay. It was a bad. It was a bad game on Green Bay. But I do feel like this Viking team is for real and everything. And I think the way Kirk Cousins played last week and everything, I think this is a team to look out for, especially within the NFC North and all that stuff. Playoff team, may most likely. I'm not saying that they're like Super Bowl contenders, but this is a dangerous team to look at and all stuff. And I'm gonna go with the Vikings on that one and all stuff. And on to week 3. First game we have is Bills at Miami against the Dolphins with the line being Buffalo with a -4.5. The over under being 51 by Caesar Sportsbooks. Manny, what do you got on this game? This is a 10 a.m. game, Pacific Standard Time.
I got Dolphins.
Dolphins. Ooh.
I got Dolphins.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Fancy, 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 fancy. I since we're this is going based off this is a week 3 game. We're already looking into the future of the NFL and everything with this. I will actually agree with you on this one and everything. Stuff. I will go with the Dolphins. Also, I feel like them being at home, it's gonna be fun to see that all that stuff for this team and everything like that.
Right.
Next game after that is going to be Packers at Tampa Bay. The line is Tampa Bay with -3, with the over under being 48. This is at Tampa Bay. This is a 1:30 game on Sunday.
I'm taking Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I
As much as I do think they got to prove themselves against the Bears, I don't think they're gonna
you
beat
think
Tampa Bay.
you think you don't think Aaron can do it? Will have enough to get through for the Packers? Because I feel like no, actually no. Take that back. Tampa Bay also.
Yeah, I don't think you can do it against this Tampa Bay team.
So then, okay. So then next game is the Monday night game. Is the Monday night game with the Cowboys being at the Giants. Now again, no Dak Prescott. The Giants did have a very entertaining first game win for the very first time in a long time and everything. Then they will be and they'll have week 3 in New Jersey at the Meadowlands, playing against the Cowboys in a rivalry game with the line so far right now at the moment as this episode is being recorded, just to let everyone know also, with the Giants being a -4, with the over under being 40.5 by Caesar Sportsbooks again. Manny, what are we looking at right here on this?
As much as I want to say the Cowboys are going to take it, I don't think they are. I'm taking Giants. Yeah.
Great. Oh, great. Now I got it. Okay. See, I was gonna go Giants on this one just because of the fact Dak and everything, but you know what? I'm gonna be like any other Dallas fan, and I'm going with the Cowboys on this one, just to go against you on this one.
They're going to the Super Bowl.
They're going to the Super Bowl, baby. They're going to the Super
It's
Bowl.
their year. It's your
It's,
guys' year.
it's our year,
It's
baby.
your
It's
guys'
our year.
year.
Anything like
Yeah.
that. Our Super Bowl is this game right here, actually.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, it's tough. But yeah, so I'll go with the Cowboys on that one. And that is week 3. On to week 4. And our first game is going to be the first one I picked is going to be a Thursday night game. All that stuff. That's how much we care about Thursday nights. And all that stuff. These have no odds on this, from what I'm seeing so far. So we don't have odds on this. Manny, if FanDuel has odds on this for week 4, please let me know.
Let me load up handle.
Damn, I thought I owned you right now. Come on.
I was. I got out. Hold on.
And everything like that. But first game is going to be the Bengals. If I saw that correctly,
The Bengals.
the Bengals.
The Beagles. The Beagles.
The Cincinnati at home against Miami. Miami is a team to watch so far on this.
No, they do not.
No, they don't have odds. Okay, so we don't have odds on this, unfortunately, on this. So apologies for that. But these are just regular pick'ems, anyways. Manny, what do you got on our Thursday night on Prime Video exclusively?
I got Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
Joe Burrow and the Bengals and all that stuff. So
yeah,
looking at this and everything like that, all that stuff. You feel like they're gonna be better, get better and all stuff, or it's just because it's
I do think. No, because they really want Tua to do good, but I think what they got the Cowboys and then they got the Jets. And then they got this. I think they'll just keep the momentum going.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I will also go with the Bengals on this one and everything. I feel like the Dolphins are going to have a nice run, but I think it's going to slow down when they go to Cincinnati.
Right.
Our next game after that is a Sunday game, but a very interesting Sunday game. Why? Because it's the Vikings against the Saints, but they're playing in London that week and everything like that. This is a 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time game on the NFL Network, also to let everyone know. They will be playing at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, too. Manny, who will win? Who will win this?
On Sunday.
It's on a Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
Who will win the international game here?
Depends how they do. Let's see here. I think Saints take it.
Saints, okay. Thank God.
I think Saints take it.
I'm gonna go Vikings. I'm gonna go the Vikings on this one. I'm gonna go the Vikings. Like I said, I feel Minnesota is gonna be that dangerous team. I don't feel that with the Saints. No, nothing against Jameis Winston and all that stuff and everything, but I feel it's much more better. I think the Vikings look like a better team right now at this moment.
They do, but then it's also hard to say because then they got who they have week 2. They have the Eagles and then they have the Lions. So it's kind of hard to be like, oh well, no, look at they prove themselves. It's going to be kind of hard to say.
The Eagles will be a tough match for sure. Detroit, I mean, it is a division game. Division games are always close ones and all that stuff. But I don't, and all that stuff. But I just feel like I can give that edge to Minnesota on that one.
Yeah. You're like, I have to watch my mouth.
Yeah, gotta watch what I say.
Yeah, I saw you thinking. You're like, how do I say this?
And then our last pick 'em for week 4 and overall until our next episode is the Super Bowl rematch of the Chiefs versus the Buccaneers on Sunday night on NBC and everything. Manny, who do we get? This will be at Tampa Bay also and everything. Manny, what are we looking at this week?
I have Mahomes walking in and taking over. I say Chiefs will win it.
Chiefs will win it.
I think Chiefs.
Chiefs also on that one. Same also on that one. Same.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a fun game and all that stuff.
It is. It's good. I don't. Okay. Let me just say this: Chiefs by very close game. I say possibly even a field goal. I say by 3.
Okay.
Or maybe even 2. Depends.
Okay.
I'm
All
leaning more towards three, but
right. Okay. All right. So those are our pickums for weeks 2 through 4 on those 9 games right there. We will reset. We will reassess those when we come back next month and see how we do and everything. Do I have to rewrite those after this episode? Yes, because I
yeah, you
didn't.
should probably write those down.
Yeah, and also I didn't have nothing to write on me. That's why, and I was like, crap. Um,
Yeah, just when you're editing the episode, just
yeah,
jot it down.
but we'll jot them down after this episode. But I didn't, oh,
Yeah,
we have hockey notes. I've just now seen all stuff.
I don't know if you want to go through those. It's
Yeah, we're
kind of late
so
in the episode.
yeah, we're a little 2 hours in already on this very first episode
Yeah, and see. So
and stuff.
the next episode will season already start? No, it won't.
Well,
Will it?
season will most likely be in season preseason, not only for the NHL, for the NBA. So we'll have some stuff to talk about between now and
Yeah,
there,
I'll talk about it then.
along with more football stuff. So this has been the very first episode of the No Name Sports Show. Thank you for Jack coming along with us on this 2 hour first episode and everything like that. We will try to do better on
Yeah,
that next time and everything like that because it'll be fun. Not only that, we will be back next month with another episode and everything. Again, uh, not only will we be a quarter into this NFL season, baseball playoffs will begin. Will hopefully the ramp up into the NBA and NHL season will start pretty soon and everything. And we'll be talking about some cool stuff. Hopefully, we get some cool stuff between now and then to talk about and everything like that. But other than that, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, click the subscribe button, and then click on the notification bell to let you know when new episodes go live on this and everything. And of course, for our other stuff that such as the No Name Podcast and many other stuff that we have coming and all that stuff. And we hope to see you next month and everything. For as we review our pickums and everything like that. Hopefully, we'll see who has a good start to their picks, and we'll catch you next month. Have a good one. Peace.